Hello, hello, hello. I am joined here tonight with Silent. How are you, Silent?
I'm alright. A little sleepy, but
Sound
I'll survive.
enthusiastic as always.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I hadn't pre-planned to do this, but some silly woman named Carrie decided to try and walk back shit that she'd already said. So I thought, okay, more receipts then. If she's going to play that game, we can show more receipts. It's about the whole RP saga, Screenshotgate, where Carrie now seems to be walking it back, saying that neither side had proof and evidence, and she just sort of went with her feelings. I guess she went with her gut feelings. That's what you do, don't you, Silent? When when there's a very important accusation, you just sort of go with your gut. You don't bother looking into it.
Yeah. Definitely not.
Go with whoever's nice to you at the time, I guess.
Yeah.
That's how you play it.
That's yeah.
So I've got the video I did, which maps it all out for you. So I'm going to allow you all to make your own mind up. I've got the timeline of events, which I'll play for you shortly. And then we'll go through what Carrie's now saying. And then I'll go over what she was telling me in private, in DMs. So you can match that all up, and then you can make your own mind up at the end. What do you believe? And you can believe what you want to believe. But I think there's only one side that's really laid all this out before, and it's certainly not Carrie. She keeps talking about bringing receipts, and I can't remember her showing anything, any receipts, other than my own video. I will preface it by saying that I did have to frame the video a certain way to get her to play it. I needed her audience to stop harassing Silent. So I couldn't phrase it to like she's the one that the catalyst for it all and she's to blame, because she wouldn't have shown it, quite simply. So I tried to keep it as fair and balanced,
even though
possible.
that is the truth.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. She used her platform to spread the lies. She says that she wanted to be neutral. She said Silent split first with her, which is not true at all. She actually she was on another person's Hangout stream, and she started making public accusations there before we had even fell out yet. And she was going over to the accuser's stream. She was streaming with another woman, and she'd go over to there and drop hearts in the chat, trying to be nice to them. And when she says about Silent got upset about her not taking his side. It was not that at all. If she wanted to stay neutral, fine. Like, it's a bit creepy that she's not willing to have a look at the evidence and stand up for her friend, because she was completely ghosting us at the time and not willing to see anything. Yet she was talking to these people on the down low, behind the scenes, and obviously getting more and more convinced that they were telling the truth. But absolute garbage. So, you got anything to say before I start playing the video?
Only that I do also have screenshots of the entire text conversation live chat of that stream where Carrie had initially made all of this public and started attacking me. So, also have evidence of that.
Okay, so let me start this video.
My name is Lolzcow. You may have heard at points over the past 18 or so months that I had a falling out with Carrie. The reasons many friendships were ruined were due to the lies of mainly two disgusting individuals. I have put together this video to make it clear what happened and when, in order of occurrence, to show how these two orchestrated a horrible lie to get back at a man who was trying to protect his friends. The video begins with a visit from a Florida police department. The night before, Sabella and Nick were on a stream with Bruce. Bruce, nearly in tears, Nick and Sabella laugh and laugh, gaslighting him, fearing Bruce may retaliate physically. Sabella's friend, Agent of Doubt, calls the police. They arrive 4:55 a.m. on the 15th of April 2023. Silent obtained the body cam footage of Bruce being taken by police to hospital the very next day. While it appeared he was being taken into custody, they took him to the hospital for a welfare check. Sabella was not home as she went to a hotel never to return. This part is crucial, which is why I am beginning with this event. Silent and I believed the potential victim and sought to prove what Sabella was claiming about the abuse she claimed she suffered while living with Bruce. In later interviews with Bruce, it was revealed Nick and Sabella were internet dating for at least 12 months prior to this event. In under 2 months' time, Sabella and Nick would meet and Sabella moved in. We did not know where Sabella was heading when we started investigating her claims and reviewing this body cam video. Once we found out she had planned to be with Nick all along, Silent told Sabella we would no longer investigate as she ruined her credibility. Claims Bruce had been making were strengthened by the fact she ended up exactly where TGR said she would end up, therefore bringing legitimate...
TGR is the geek room. So they were claiming that she was always going to head to Nick. That was their guesstimation. And then when it turned out that they were right, that she had looked like she had planned it all along, that she was going to leave Bruce and end up with Nick, it was like, well, your credibility's sort of shot. So even if we did find evidence to back up your claims about Bruce and the abuse, and that rhymed, Bruce and the abuse, that they're just going to attack you for, like you said, you set him up, you were internet dating with Nick. Yeah, so it was just like, there's no point. Because Silent had already spent money trying to get this footage, which isn't cheap from what I understand, Silent.
No, it was just a bit over $100.
Yeah, so that's who TGR is, and where we're up to at this point in time. But yeah, then we get to shortly when we said we were no longer going to be able to look into her claims because she ruined her credibility. That's when she snapped, and it was Silent that gave her that bad news, not me. So Silent was the target of her ire, and if anybody knows Sabella, if you get on her bad side, she records everything. She's vindictive. She's a sociopath. She will lie, scheme, plot to ruin you, and she's been doing this for years, since early 2010s.
Legitimacy to his claims and undermining Sabella's claims.
I'm not saying dick to anybody. Like, I honestly am really considering just shutting my Discord down and closing off everything and deleting it all, because, like, we're trying to have a life. And we've got Drag calling us, asking for interviews, Brace doing interviews, talking shit nonstop, sending emails. And like, because we went public, Lucas said that I was no longer publicly defensible, that me being with Nick was a problem publicly, and that I had to keep it secret. And because I didn't, I was no longer defensible, which is bullshit. And I told him, I don't give a shit because I'm happy.
The point being, as Sabella ended up with Nick, it made it near impossible to find enough evidence that would support her claims to the viewing audience, simply because she ended up with the very man Bruce was saying was trying to steal his wife. Silent paid money to help prove what Sabella was saying, but she couldn't help but to brag about her ending up with Nick on social media. Just 2 days later, Sabella sends a screenshot via Discord to some idiot. As you can see, this was used as evidence against Silent, but the message is not from him. We are led to believe Sabella saved the photos, but not the message from Silent. The very next day, on June 17th, 2023, Sabella is texting a friend of ours named Hillary. She explains that she was sent a pic of some idiot from Silent, but the image was only of some idiot's face. As highlighted here, Sabella says it's a face pic only. After supposedly sending the pictures to some idiot hours earlier, she now forgets what she saw. In addition here, she explains that although the pic is only a headshot, because it was cropped from a lewd or nude image, it qualifies as revenge P. I have analysed the DMs and it appears the date in the DM has been altered. Due to not being an expert on metadata or screenshots, I did not include this as proof. But I encourage you to look at where the date is in comparison to other Discord messages, particularly the starting point, height of the format. It appears slightly above where normal Discord messages would be. That aside, it is not needed to prove Silent's innocence. It might be something I look into later if needed. This on its own would not be enough to ruin Silent or my friendship with Carrie. Sabella and some idiot knew they needed a big platform to make their accusations. Here is some idiot putting their plans in motion. The date is approx June 18th, just the day after. Another YouTuber called Firefly, who already did not like Silent, or I would be added to a group DM chat within Discord. Proof of this later in this video. It was here the scheming occurred. The other co-conspirators are Maddie Painlash, who had their own motives for trying to destroy Silent and ruin our relationship with Carrie. Due to some idiot publicly lying about Silent on Firefly's livestream, we put pressure on Carrie to review the evidence to prevent them getting traction on their lies. Some idiot and her co-conspirators were desperately trying to coax Carrie's attention, which is why we're asking Carrie to listen to our side first. The mistake we made in our desperation to prevent the inevitable from happening was to force the issue with Carrie in my Discord room. This failed badly as we had
So just about that, the reason for the boilover is because, as I said before, Carrie was going to some idiot's live streams, where she was live streaming with that person called Firefly, and they were talking mad shit, like they were lying, all sorts of lies, saying all sorts of mean things about Silent, and Carrie was in there in the live chat dropping a heart. And it was like, well, at that point, like we hadn't fell out, we're supposed to be friends with her. It's like, why is she going over there and dropping a heart and saying, you know, she loves them and all this stuff? Like, what's going on here? And then when we would reach out, she wouldn't respond at all. Like, it was just completely ghosting us. We're you know, more and more led to believe that she's believing them and she's not talking to us at all. And that's what the reason for the boilover was. It was like, hey, why are you over there? And Michael was trying to play mediator, saying things like, well, why can't she be friends with both of you? It's like, well, because one of them is claiming the other one committed a crime. What do you mean? Why can't she be friends with both of them?
And actively harassing and doxing.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the other thing too. So some idiot in Painlash and those guys were creating accounts with Silence docs on them, saying things like, come around to my house, here's the address. The only room that they wouldn't do it in is Carrie's. So, like, very, very convenient, isn't it? They're going everywhere else but Carrie's live streams to do that. We showed her proof that they were doing it, but didn't matter. It really didn't matter because we weren't... so the thing with Carrie is that you've got to stroke her ego. You can't just tell her a fact. She won't take it as the truth. You have to mold it in such a way to manipulate her feelings so she likes you more, therefore she believes you more. And that's a horrible way to live your life. And it's why she continues to make mistakes and lose mods and get into all this drama, because she'll only she'll only believe what she likes to believe, not what is true. And that's why she's paranoid all the time. It's not, think people are going to be out to get her. She doesn't know who to trust. She told me many times that she doesn't trust anyone on here. So if you're in her sphere right now, Calypso, I'm talking to you, you're in her sphere right now, and she says that she fully trusts you and she thinks you're great, she's lying. She's not publicly, she's privately told me many times that she only trusts two people, and that's Michael and TJ. That is it. The trust with TJ's probably fallen out, but
yeah, that's gone now.
But yeah, that's what she's told me many times. So if she's telling you she trusts you, it's not true. She will turn on you on a dime if you don't make her feel a certain way. And of course, like, we're logical, reasonable people with integrity. It's tough for us to deliberately alter that to try and get through to her, which is what I needed to do to get her to at least take a look at the evidence, and then make her own mind up. Which she did, and I'll show later, where she says, yes, this is a lie, they were lying. She even went, the live streams have gone now, but she went on live stream doing a review of Nick and Sabella video, and she called them out. She said, Sabella, what about those screenshots? You don't have them, you never had them, it was a lie. That's basically what she said. But as of today, she seems to be a lot more 50-50 over it, and I wonder why.
At times, nasty exchange, and ultimately Carrie started believing what that group were saying. Despite this, I made a commitment to not attack Carrie over it. Once they got Carrie to believe the lies, I had no choice but to put Carrie in with them and go on the offense. Due to Carrie's audience size, I saw no other choice, since we had no line of communication with her now. There is blame on both sides, and the fact is, some idiot and her band of merry psychopaths are masters at manipulation. It would not be easy for Carrie to know she was being so demonstrably lied to. On the other hand, I could have handled this better and perhaps suggested Carrie to not get involved with either side. That may have prevented the falling out from occurring, but given how...
I mean, that wouldn't have made any difference. You can't tell Carrie anything, to do anything. You have to coax her along that line to see her make that choice for herself. As I said, because she's a severely paranoid person that she's admitted to me many times. Super paranoid. And that wouldn't have worked. So even though I put that in there to soften the blow of Carrie, I know now that wouldn't have worked. I had some regrets about that whole time, but Silence, Passion, and the blowout, and there was a few others that were involved in that not voice call, the private room where we were discussing this. It was getting very emotional, and I tried to stay as level-headed as I could to be like a mediator, but I can understand the emotion from Silent's side. She's talking this way and Michael's talking this way about them. Why can't she be friends with the both of them? This was the first time he'd had a chance to talk to her in a while. Like, she'd been ghosting us and going into their live streams, dropping hearts in the chat. Like, you can understand, like, Silent at least blowing up, and Carrie doesn't take that very well, of course. If you blow up at her emotionally, that's the end of it. It doesn't matter whether you're in the right or not. If you hurt her feelings, that's the end of it.
Yeah. And to be clear, we never asked her to participate in any of this or pick a side until it had gotten to a point where the harassment had graduated to doxing and then lies about criminal behavior. Because that was when things had gotten to a point where you have to pick a side. Like, you can't just be nice to everybody when one side is doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I tried to pull it back from the brink. Michael was the first to leave, rage quit the conversation, and then Carrie shortly after, and that was it. She was on their side 100%. If she wasn't already, she was 100% on their side after that date, and that's when I don't know if I've got it in this video, but she went public with the accusation in another streamer's live chat because she thought that the live streamer was talking about her. Again, paranoid. She wasn't. She was talking about puppy dogs and ducks from Memory Silent.
Yeah, she was upset because, she had gone from like being friendly with everybody in Carrie's, sort of sphere and community to a lot of them not being very nice to her, and she didn't understand why. And we had intentionally not brought any of this stuff up to her because, one, it's not any of her business, but two, it's just like a bunch of drama that she didn't need in her life. So when she's streaming, she's trying to, piece this out, figure out why are all these people that I was friendly with mad at me now. She was just upset. So I was trying to, distract her and get her not as upset about what was happening.
And we do have that live stream chat as well where Carrie just drops it like Silence did this. And initially she said that Silent had sent the neck down picture when Silent clearly told her that it was just the face. And as you'll learn in a minute, even the main culprit, Sabella, even admitted as such, which is really all the proof we needed. Remember, if you're making an accusation against someone, the burden of proof is on you. It's not on the other person. It is on you. If you make an accusation, especially as severe as that one, you need to show the proof. And they didn't show anything. They showed a screenshot from Sabella. There was never a screenshot from Silent ever shown to this date. So when Carrie says, oh, didn't want to, there's never been any proof. There's your proof right there. So, like, if you're assessing a situation and someone who's making an accusation isn't providing enough evidence, then you immediately don't believe them. Like, I don't know why it's that hard to understand.
How fast this escalated.
Like, I seen a UFO last night. Do you believe me? Like, if you, Carrie, yeah, you would. If you liked me, she would.
And hindsight is 2020. We may never know if that would have worked or not. I reached out to Firefly, who I know was in contact with them all, on the 27th of June 2023. During the text discussion, Firefly began to question what she had been told by some idiot. Their stories kept changing from it was the nude without the headshot, to the picture was of just her face, to it being from the waist up. When Firefly questioned why the story kept changing and was removed from their inner circle where they were plotting this revenge against Silent. Later the next day, Firefly had made this admission to her community page. Remember, her channel was being used to spread the lies publicly at this time. Carrie's first stream with some idiot and her co-conspirators was in 2 weeks' time. During this time, with no contact from Silent or I, Carrie was convinced what they were saying was true. I am not trying to attack Carrie. This is just a fact of the matter. The first stream on Carrie's channel about this issue was approximately middle of July 2023, some days later. I'll leave it up to Carrie if she feels she can add more to what happened between 28th June to around the 14th July when she decided to...
That was the other thing too. It took them nearly 3 weeks to, what they were saying at the time is get the evidence together and get the proof together and put it all together and go and do a live stream. It took them near 3 weeks where... a matter of days, like after it all blew up, we had everything. We presented everything. And what's more is that the accuser flagged down those videos. I don't have them anymore. She flagged them down. Like, why are they flagging them down if what we're saying is bullshit? Wouldn't she want to keep them up so she could attack them? She flagged them for bullshit reasons. There was one that was flagged for privacy, and the timestamp was the thumbnail. And the thumbnail didn't have anyone's face on it at all. Didn't have a name or a face on it. So it's so obvious to anybody with half a brain that they planned this, plotted it, set it up, and executed it. They knew that they had to get Carrie to stream it all because it wouldn't have mattered if they streamed it on their own platforms. It wouldn't have mattered. They would have got one viewer. So they had to do it to a few hundred viewers, and they just love bombed Carrie. And they went on live together in panel. They were like, we're always going to be friends, aren't we? We're not going to fall out like those other idiots. We're always going to be friends. Now, how does that look now? Yeah. How does that sound now?
That's something that always makes me laugh is like, they said that Lols and I were so toxic that we could never be friends with anybody for more than like 6 weeks or something. Like, meanwhile, we've been friends for years now, like 3+ years now, and like Carrie's falling out with some idiot happened in under a year. Like Carrie's like shifted back and forth between other people in under a year as well. It's like,
I knew that. I knew that the only way we could get an apology out of Carrie or any sort of justice for you was for there to be an opening somehow, and I predicted there'd be an opening if some idiot and Carrie fell out. And remember, we had discussions about like what's the chance of that eventuality, and it's like, well, some idiot's a toxic, like a pathological liar. And she loves the drama, so we may not have to wait that long. And as it proved out, we actually didn't have to wait that long, and they opened that door ajar. And then I went to Carrie and said, "Told you so," basically. And Carrie's like, "Yep, I apologise. You were right." And that's why we had reconnected. And I had tried off and on to maneuver the conversations around, because some idiot, I knew that when some idiot kept attacking Carrie, Carrie would be like, "I'm going to get this bitch and I need something to get her with." I'm like, "Well, you've got the revenge porn stuff. I can give you the evidence for that, and you can use that to attack her and discredit her." And it just took, even though she had acknowledged that she was in the wrong and apologised to Silent, it still took months. When did she apologise to you, Silent, in voice chat? Roughly when was that, you know?
I don't remember, but it was like she made me wait like a long ass time. It was like a month or so before she would even like talk to me or do anything. Like, because she had basically told you that, she regretted it and that she wanted to apologize to me, and then it was months later that she would approach me privately.
She's more concerned about the optics of how it made her look, and I've got that on DM too. Like, she was far more concerned, not about restoring your reputation or so her audience knew that you weren't a piece of shit. She was way more concerned with how the optics would look, and it took over a year. It took her about 8 months to actually get rid of Painlash and Maddie as well, and she got rid of them on some other issue about how they were modding in the live stream. It wasn't even around this issue, and I'm like, why have you kept Maddie around? Like, that her and somebody are still friends, and she's feeding everything back to her. And Carrie's like, "Oh, I'm not stupid. I know she's not with me." And I'm like, why have you still got her modded then? That doesn't make any sense. And it took her like months and months and months to finally get rid of them. It was a tentative situation, because I knew that, like, even if Silent got an apology on voice chat, it's not enough. Like, this stuff was made public by her. It was blown up by her. If Sabella had just done what she did, and this lie it would have just fizzled out. No one would have cared, because they don't have any following. But they knew they had to get this on a bigger channel, and Carrie just bought it hook, line, and sinker, and streamed the accusations with them not showing virtually any evidence at all. As I said, their only evidence was a screenshot that Sabella sent to some idiot. That's proof that Sabella sent some idiot something, but it's not proof Silent sent anything.
Exactly. And but for some reason, if Carrie's presenting that, whoever believes her is just gonna like, "Oh yeah, that's definitely proof of wrongdoing on Silent's part." How does that prove I did anything?
And while we're at it, why did you delete all your messages with some idiot?
Okay, this is another just fucking stupid take by these people that deleting messages somehow makes you guilty. All right, when I was being actively harassed and doxxed, I realized that there was a lot of sensitive information that I had shared with this person who was my friend for like almost a year, that she could potentially use to increase her threats or, dox my family. And so I deleted my messages so that she couldn't use that information. That's why.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Look,
guilty.
Nacho says in the chat, Silent keeps friendships lols too. Carrie falling out left and right. Exactly. I mean, we only fell out with Carrie, and this last time when Carrie and I fell out, I put that in quotation marks, is literally due to her paranoia. She thought I was colluding with 21 and all these haters of hers, when I've told her numerous times, and they've told her numerous times, that they don't like me. So it's like there is no connection there. I was very careful to make sure that I couldn't be accused of colluding with anybody. I wasn't going into their chats. I wasn't chatting in their chats. The only chat she caught me in was a streamer called Rabbit Old Bat. And I didn't know that they'd even fell out. I had no idea. I wasn't in the stream when apparently they had a fight. I don't even think that stream's up anymore. Like, I had no idea. So all of a sudden, like, just from my point of view, just think about it for a second, right? You're stepping on you're treading on your tippy toes. You're sort of navigating Carrie because she's extremely paranoid. So I'm being very careful with anywhere I'm going or what I'm doing, right? She sees me in Rabbit Old Bat's chat, goes, "Oh, he's against me," even though I'm not saying anything wrong. I've never said a bad word about her in like a year, anywhere. So she goes, "Okay, I think he's sus. I'm just going to kick him from the Discord, right? I'm just going to kick him, right? Not say anything to him, not come to him in private, which she accused me of later. And then just go, right, I'm just going to wipe my hands." So she wipes her hands because I'm just simply in someone else's chat, right? Then I just noticed it one day. I wasn't super active in there, so I just noticed it one day. Like, oh, okay, I don't have the server anymore. That's a bit weird. And I just reached out to Carrie and said, "Oh, maybe I got timed out or something, because they've got a thing in there. If you're not active at a certain period of time, you'll drop out." So I thought, oh, maybe it's just the thing. I've dropped out, so that's not a problem. So I message her, and she doesn't respond to me for like a month. And I'm like, okay, that's odd because she's never gone that long before without saying something to me. So I thought, okay, well, she's clearly thinking I've done something, even though I know myself I've been very careful. So I went, okay, well, I better just let people know because I made some friends in that server. I thought I'll just let them know through the only means I had, which is a community post. And Michael will later say, "Well, why didn't you just reach out to them individually?" I didn't have all their details. I didn't write down all their Discord names. I didn't add them all as friends. There was some people in there that sort of helped me write a song. Even there's people that gave me an idea for that fly song. So I'm like, okay, well, that's a bit rough. Like, I thought sort of building some relationships in there. I'll just put a little comment on the community post. I won't call Carrie out. Like, I won't blame her for anything. So I just put I should show it actually. I should show that community post. Where is it? So I'll show you. Like, it's not attacking her at all, but she thought I was attacking her. Talk to the audience while I try and find it, Simon.
Man, it'd be great if Lolz was more prepared, wouldn't it, guys?
So here it is here. For some yet to be uncovered reason, I was kicked from Carrie's Discord. I was on vacation for my birthday in Melbourne. When I got back, I noticed I didn't have the server available anymore. I assumed it must have been a mistake as I haven't done anything against Carrie and I thought we were getting along okay. She had been promoting my channel, dropping my link and playing my songs recently. I was told that I was one of a number of people removed from her Discord without explanation. I was helping people in there and helping to foster a good community, offering advice on video editing, AI art, YouTube, promoting new channels. Now, if they haven't deleted my messages in there, if you're actually one of those people that posted the hostage photo and got full access, go and look me up and just see. I wasn't saying anything wrong anywhere. I was actually helping people out. As she isn't responding to me in DMs now either, I want to at least tell people I didn't leave on my own and to encourage you to ask for proof of what I'm supposed to have done. If there are any who still want to be in contact with me, just add me in Discord. And I just mentioned about the charity, right? But there's no slagging of her off. As I told her, I thought that it might have been someone else, like it might have been a mod or someone mistook me for someone else. They thought I might have been a sock. You show me in here where I'm slagging her off. Like, nowhere. Am I slagging her off here? And she went mental. She went absolutely crazy on this post. She went live on the Carrie and Michael channel, and Michael was calling me a piece of shit. He always knew I was a piece of shit. Carrie said that, she goes, because I didn't know who kicked me at that point. Carrie goes, "Look, I'll admit it. Yes, I did kick you. And I kicked you because you're in league with 21 and Teddy Bear and all these other people." And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I haven't been talking to these people. I haven't even been in the live chat. And so I go to her and I go, "Look, what's going on?" And then she's like, "Oh, well, that post, you should have come to me first." I said, "I did. I did come to you first. I came to you ages ago and you didn't respond to me. And then we'd worked it out. She's like, oh, okay. She'd realised she'd made a mistake. And she goes, oh, look, okay, look, I'll invite you back to the server. So she invited me back. Okay. I didn't ask for that. She says later that I did. I didn't. I've got proof of that. She just drops the link to the server and I go, okay, cool. It's all fine. And then she says, do you mind taking that post down? And I said, well, look, the post wouldn't be required if I was a bit disappointed because you and Michael were slagging me off on a live stream to your audience and they all think I'm a piece of shit. I thought when you went live, you would address it and say, hey, I was mistaken, he didn't do anything wrong, like he's back in the server, it's all cool. But you didn't. And she just lost it and goes, right, that's it, I knew you're a piece of shit, and then blocked me. And I've got proof of all that. It's on the community tab. It's all there. It's all there on the community tab. Like, you can go and read it for yourself. It was her being completely fucking paranoid, as usual, that I was in with someone. Anyway. But it's not because I was kicked from the Discord. Look, she said, come to me and said, oh, I think I'm a bit weary of you, even though I've got no evidence to be weary of you. I just think it'd be good if you weren't in there. Fine, whatever, I don't care. I wasn't really 100% active in there anyway. It was just every now and then I'd go in and have a look and see what's going on. Anyone's asking sort of questions, I'll try and help them out.
To address it. As promised earlier, here is Firefly telling me her experience with what occurred and that she was added to a group DM where Silent's demise was being plotted. The reason I believe they used Firefly was because they had not totally convinced Carrie of their story, and Firefly had a platform and motive for not liking Silent or I, providing the platform to stir the hornet's nest. Firefly is completely innocent of any of what went on, as she too was taken advantage of, and as with Carrie, believing in a potential victim and friend is understandable. It is hard to change your position of something you truly believe happened, and it does not come so easy, especially when the relationship with the other party breaks down.
So basically, in the DM here, she's telling me that exactly what we thought had occurred is that they did this plotting in a private Discord server. She confirms that here, that she was brought in because at this time they weren't convinced that they could get Carrie to stream any of this, because she didn't stream it, if you remember, till I think it was the 18th of July. So that was many days after this. So they weren't convinced that they could get Carrie to do anything with it. So they were relying on Firefly, who had a channel that we can continue to push from there. And then maybe Carrie would feel better streaming it later because it's already sort of been put out there.
During Carrie's stream, this was the proof.
So this is the smoking gun, people. This is the smoking gun, right? This is the only evidence they've ever shared. And it is only evidence that Sabella sent something to some idiot. That is it. Right? The picture on the right-hand side is just a photo of her in a jumper. Like, there's nothing bad about it. I don't know why she blacked the whole thing out. It's just her in a jumper.
I think, I mean,
Without filters.
At the time, she tried to insinuate that this was an underage picture of her, which I had no way of knowing if it was or if it wasn't. Like, she lies, so who knows? And she also is probably pretty embarrassed about her actual face. So that's why she only shows the highly edited pictures.
Yeah, so you can see that clearly, like, it was a comparison picture, but Sabella has sent the full picture with the correct one on the right. The one on the right was sent by Silent. The one on the left was not sent by Silent. So it's clearly they've just done this. This was on the 16th of June too, by the way. So keep that in your mind, 16th of June, because I will show you a screenshot here. See if I can zoom in. Here we go. So here, on the 17th of June, so just hours later, Sabella says the picture he sent me was cut off to the point that I only saw her face. Literally hours after sending this. Like nearly 12 hours, 11 hours after. That's what the story has changed to in less than 12 hours' time. The picture he sent me was cut off to the point that I only saw her face. That's from the horse's mouth, which discredits this completely. And it is only proof that Sabella sent some idiot something. That's it. Sabella has said many, many, many times that she saves absolutely everything. Her excuse for not having the original DM from Silent is because she lost it in a broken hard drive that they were going to get fixed. And she said they were going to get that fixed 18 months ago? I don't know how long ago? A long time anyway. A long time ago. She's never been able to produce it. And the funny thing is too, why would you just save the pictures and not the original DM screenshot? It doesn't make any sense. Like to right click, save image, put it on her computer, then just going, Windows Shift S and screenshotting the whole thing. It doesn't make any sense. This is clearly to, what's the word I'm looking for? To make Silent look like he's done something that he didn't do. It's clear.
Proof that was provided that Silent had sent Sabella a nude photo of some idiot. The part covered up to the right is a photo taken publicly off the internet and Facebook of some idiot without filters or makeup. Silent sent her filtered headshot photo and sent it to Sabella back when we were still friends sometime between May and 14th June, when Silent told Sabella we could no longer look into her claims or defend her as she ended up with Nick, which is exactly what others and Bruce were claiming she would do, which would hurt her credibility at that point and looking into her claims of abuse by Bruce. At the time, some idiot was going around claiming Silent catfished her. The purpose was to illustrate how some idiot doesn't look how she looks in photos that she shares publicly, and if anything, she catfished him.
VC mod meetings?
Yes, I was.
I was pretty close to the 18 months.
And I have a recording of them because, as you know, I record everything. And they are on the hard drive of that other computer that Bruce broke.
That's right.
But we still have the hard drive. So we're going to be getting that fixed.
She records everything.
This was Sabella's excuse for not having the DM screenshot from Silent anymore, that it was on another hard drive and they would be getting it fixed. This was approximately 8 months ago, so she is trying to make us believe the Grimace who saves everything only sought to save the actual pictures, save them somewhere that wasn't destroyed, and believe that at the same time that she made the decision to just save the images and not the DM. Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Worse is that she changed her story, as you will see next.
Where is the proof?
Oh, here it is, Silent. I did have it. This is Carrie confronting Sabella on air.
Where is the fucking message that Silent sent you with the revenge porn, Sabella? You keep everything. You screenshot everything. I want to see that fucking message. And if you can't produce it, I do not believe what you and somebody say, and I think you fucking made it up.
Because
You
I
only
was
have
in
a
the
Right, why would you
screenshot
take a
of what you
screenshot
sent
of the
someone
message?
else.
And the nicest threatened by a psychopath who told the person I was living with they were going to murder me if I didn't leave.
Now she is desperate for us to believe she didn't keep the DM and only saved the photos, because Bruce, however Silent, sent Sabella the face pic after April. She was already away from Bruce. That excuse holds zero water. Remember the start of this video. April 15th, she left Bruce.
Yeah, so that is a key as well. So she blames Bruce. She was on the run, but she'd already escaped Bruce. By the time you'd sent her the DM, it was after April. So it's ridiculous. So it's on a broken hard drive. It's Bruce is at fault. Reasons, like I say, there's reasons. Just absolutely, you can tell that she is just lying.
Both of her stories cannot be true. One, Bruce breaks hard drive excuse. He could only have broken it before April 15th. Silent sent Sabella the headshot in May, June. She was either with Nick or in a hotel. Too scared of Bruce, so reasons. Sabella had already left Bruce on April 15th. That excuse holds zero water. Remember the start of this video, April 15th, she left Bruce.
Shot of Silent's picture that he sent you. Where's
There's no screenshot. There's no screenshot because he deleted everything.
fuck?
Delete everything.
You.
So now the third excuse, which Sabella does not agree with, is that Silent deleted his DMs? Wait, then how did Sabella have the photos? Again, it makes no sense to save only the photos and not save the DM instead. Also, you will recall Sabella admits she still has the DM pic on a broken HDD. Also that she forgot to save it cause Bruce, all which happened after April 15th. As you can see, as with all people who lie, it's hard for them to keep the lies consistent. I wanted to make this video short so it was easy to follow. There is more evidence, but I am keen to not include too much information that it becomes too complicated. The entire time this was going down, Silent had been doxxed, his photos shared by Painlash to Teddy, who made his image public and was the first to do so. It wasn't enough for these hideous individuals to ruin his reputation and friendship with Carrie and her community that they took to create sock accounts with his family's names and addresses on it and stalking him every stream he went into. They had information only some idiot could have, as Silent shared personal details with her when they were friendly with each other. As for those who believe these people due to the fact Silent cleared his DM history, I have this question for you to ponder. If what we are telling you is true, would you delete your DMs to try and protect yourself and your family? To make it more dangerous of a situation, Silent is a trans man and he has been targeted just based on this fact alone for much of his life. Is it understandable he needed to act quickly to prevent personal details being shared? Would keeping the DMs been beneficial to us? Absolutely, as we could have shown exactly what Silent had shared with Sabella. However, their claim was Silent to be a master hacker and was able to change Discord messages. Those who know Silent know he can barely tie his shoes. Either way, the strongest evidence is the story put out by some idiot and Sabella. Contradictory as they are, the single biggest evidence is that neither of them have ever produced evidence Silent sent Sabella anything. We always maintained that some idiot would have cause to go to the police. They would have the ability to subpoena Discord's records and investigate, as it is a felony in the state in which Silent resides. It is my honest belief that some idiot knew she would be in trouble filing false police reports, which is why she never did. Also, Silent was seeking civil legal ways of addressing the accusations, the cost of which would have been too excessive given the multiple states these people are from, and local laws in finding them to be able to file against them.
So there we have it. I think that nicely lays it out. Carrie agreed with it and played it and reviewed it a couple of times. And yeah. So, anything to add, Silent?
No. I mean, if anybody has any questions or anything, I'd be happy to answer them.
Yeah, if there's any questions in the chat, let us know. Clearly, we recall these events far more vividly than Carrie does. Because I just proved then I got the dates pretty well right. 18 months ago. It was 16 months ago, so it was pretty close. We lived it, we experienced it. To Carrie, it was just another live stream, really. It was just another excuse for a live stream. She didn't care. I don't think she really cares now, to be honest. The part that she played in getting this out there to way more viewers than it should have.
Yeah, she genuinely doesn't care. And now she's just using it as a way to retaliate against me for supporting people that are attacking her publicly for the shit that she's done.
So move. What the hell? Get more ready, Lolzcow.
Yeah.
So this is Carrie earlier, where she's addressing this to a new audience, because they were asking, because Hakate's daughter was asking questions about, like, well, you acknowledge that the RP was wrong and you apologise for it, then why did you create a room that calls both Silent and Lol's PDF files?
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Wait, she says that she apologized and stuff and that I wouldn't let it go. Okay, she apologized, then the next day she walked it back. So she tells me that she doesn't think I did anything in private. And then publicly, she says that she doesn't know what the truth is, so therefore, like, she just shouldn't have gotten involved. To me, that's walking it back pretty significantly. Then, on top of that, she does take the live streams down about me at first, and then she puts them back up a month later, and then she also has that room in her Discord where she's, falsely accusing myself and Moles of being pedophiles the whole time. So how does that, strike as somebody who's, apologetic?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, Carrie was saying, well, I was in there and cool with it. It's not true. I didn't see those rooms until I was made a content creator role. And that was right there towards the end. And I screenshotted it and sent it to Silent. Said, she's still calling us this in there. And then I think I spoke to Corey about it, and Corey's like, well, just have a look. I doubt anybody said anything in there for well over a year. And I went in, and that was true. So, part of the, like, I didn't want to give Carrie an excuse to go, oh, you're telling me what to do, because you can't do that with Carrie. She's got to come to these things on her own. And I didn't want to draw attention either, because hopefully most of the server can't even see it. I didn't see it until I was given the content creator role. But now apparently it's just there. And then when she was called out on it, she went and changed the name dishonestly, claiming that that's what the name was, like trying to make out that I was lying, and the room was never called that. When she said, see, the room's not called that, see? Well, how would I know that she changed the name? I'm not in there. It's just dishonest. Like, it is a lie through omission. The right thing to do would have said, yeah, I seen it was in there. I didn't realise. I hadn't been in the activity for a while, so I had the name changed. Like, I'm still going to call you whatever I want in there, but I've had it changed because I think it was inappropriate. Or maybe throwing someone else under the bus and said, oh, TJ created that room, or whatever. But she didn't even do that. She just tried to make out like I was lying to her audience. And her audience just nod along like lemmings. It's like, yep, he's a piece of shit, you don't have a channel called that, yep. Then she had to walk it back when I put the proof out. So you did have a channel called that. Oh, yeah, I did, but I changed it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that you changed it. The fact you had that at all is sick. Right? Like, you say, oh, you're allowed to do it. Well, I'm going to create 100 channels called Michael is a PDF file and see if you like it. Right? You won't like it when it's done back to you, so don't do it to other people.
TJ. TJ and William.
Shandy is his mother.
Okay, just let me read a paragraph, okay?
Okay, sure.
Okay. You have an excuse for Silent and what you did to him, but don't talk about the dynamic diddler text thread in the Discord, which you changed to private when you knew accusations.
By the way, this is the part that I was telling you about. So,
don't talk about the dynamic diddler text thread in the Discord, which you changed to private when you knew accusations weren't true. TJ also kept his live streams up about Silent, knowing the allegations weren't true.
Red Feather, I think it's a urine sample now that she's asking for.
Okay, so I can't obviously control
and a DNA test to give you your bloodlines and your family history.
What TJ does and doesn't do. In regards to Silent, that was a situation. Silent was somebody who was in my community, and he was a mod. He was dating another member of my community and another mod named Some Idiot. Then they broke up, and she accused him of sending revenge porn and came to me about it. Both of them basically came to me about it, but neither of them gave me, like, they didn't have definitive proof of either of their sides. So basically I was having to choose who I believed, and Silent basically got mad that I was willing to even entertain the thought that Some Idiot was being honest or whatever. And so basically he made the choice to walk away and leave from that
So
point
is someone reading some kind of allegation?
Yeah, it's.
Sorry, I muted. Did you walk away and leave Silent?
No, I didn't walk away and leave. I'm just, the brain deadness is very difficult for me to with.
No, I'm talking about her claim that you, like, it was you that went, okay, you left Carrie, like, she's putting it on you. It wasn't the other way around where she's decided to go and put love hearts in their chat, and it's the fact that you left. The breakup happened in the Discord. We've got screenshots of it. That's when
Yeah.
it happened. It wasn't you walking away. What I think she's getting mixed up about is that some idiot was getting extremely toxic and trollish in the month or so leading up to it. And you said, look, it's just better for all of us if I leave the Discord and don't manage, because you were managing the Discord at the time.
Yes, and it was a genuine attempt to try to diffuse the situation. I thought because the harassment kept on ramping up because I was there, maybe if I'm gone, things will calm down. And they didn't. They got worse.
And we were saying, like, why don't you just kick her? Like, she's clearly showing screenshots from the mod rooms. She fessed up to it, and you're keeping her around. Like, why are you keeping her around? Doesn't make any sense. And so I started a fight with her through the line out with the hook, and she bit, and she blew up and started doxing you left, right, and centre. That's when Carrie kicked her. And Carrie at that point was about to give you managing rollback to go, come back in. She's not here. She's not coming back. Come back and help me out again with the Discord. And you were like, well, just think on it for a bit. Don't make a decision now, even though you had the opportunity. If you did want to take it down, you could go, fuck it, give me the keys and I'll tear your Discord down. But you didn't do that. You were like, no, you and Michael discuss it, because we're talking to Michael and Carrie at the time. It's like, you and Michael go and discuss it, and you decide what you want to do, because it's a important decision. You need to be able to trust me. And they're like, yeah, we trust you. And then some idiot, when she got kicked, she went mental, trying to get into Carrie's DMs. And then Sabella just provided the ultimate ammunition when we'd fallen out with Sabella. Sabella's like, right, let's go scorched earth and take down Silent. They weren't interested in taking me down. So like, let's take Silent out, because Silent was the one that they were been targeting for 6 weeks or so up to that point, viciously following him around. She was dropping stuff in the Discord that only Silent would understand, like insults that only he would understand. And once I'd finally been able to instigate that fight and get her kicked, I thought, right, we're smooth sailing, because that was almost the last of the toxic people that were left around, and we would have been good from there on in. But then they invented this RP scenario. Carrie bought it, and that's history basically. Again, it all falls back to Carrie and Carrie's decisions. I don't know how else really we could have played it. If anybody's got any opinions on what we could have done, I mean, not get involved with her in the first place, I accept that. But at the time, like, people may not know this, but I came into Carrie's community in January of 2023. January 2023, and she promoted some of my content. I thought, that was nice of her to do that, and I thought that the attacks from TGR and others seemed to be unfounded to me, because of a stolen videotape that she had played, because Shah had already said that she was in the wrong, she misled Carrie, or she made a mistake, whatever. So I thought that was a bit excessive, like, though it seemed to be really going after her, and it seemed unnecessary at the time to me. So I don't know, I just, I felt like trying to give her a bit of support. She was new to the platform, I'd been around for a long, long time. And she seemed like a nice enough person. But then we started seeing, and Silent had been with her longer, and we'd started seeing her, like, go against the mods that she had modded. Like, the mods would make a decision to kick someone from the server, and then they'd get into Carrie's DMs, or Instagram or whatever, or emails, and they would be like, please, no, I didn't do anything wrong, and Carrie would let them back in. Then they'd come back in and start shit again. And the mods are like, well, why did you let them back in? And this would happen continually. It was like Wicked Witch, Teddy Bear. Who else was there? There was heaps of these people that she would just bring back in that were clearly trolling.
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane, yeah. Oh, Baby Jane, you mean?
Or Baby Jane, yeah.
Yeah, Baby Jane. There was all these people that we had made a decision to remove, and they'd come back and make themselves go even worse with these people. And that would happen with the YouTube as well. The mods would make a decision, and then she would go against it. And then when I talked about it on Hakate's daughter's stream yesterday, that she then the ultimate for me is when she blamed the mods for losing 11 subs. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And because she had G-Man on, she had a toxic guy on who once said that he'd beat trans people up with barbed wire baseball bat.
And to be clear, you had told her, and I had told her, and even shown her clips of G-Man's previous statements and his behavior. So she knew well in advance the type of person that G-Man was. She platformed him anyway. She wasn't critical of him anyway. And then she supported him afterwards.
Yeah, supported him afterwards and wouldn't make a... Still to this day really hasn't made a statement about him. I guess that's fine because he's not really around anymore, but he had her modded for quite a long time as well. I get that she didn't ask for that, and she did actually ask him to take it off, which I thought was funny. But this is the thing with Carrie. You'd give her advice, recommendations, and she would just ignore them, like whole cloth if it didn't make her feel a certain way. So those mods that were good at getting Carrie to do certain things were good with how to massage her feelings. And that's a trait that I started realizing. And so when Silent would go to Carrie and say, look, Pain Lash is mentally manipulating an 18-year-old in your Discord, and showing her proof of this, my guess is Silent, she never read the screenshots. Her and Michael never read them. And she goes on her gut feeling whether she likes that person. It's like, I don't want to kick them because I like them. But they're gaslighting an 18-year-old, suicide bait and all sorts of weird stuff. Like, this is creepy as hell, and it's going on in your Discord. And that guy was, in his 30s?
Yeah.
And he's got a record of beating his wife. He's got a criminal record. He was convicted. Spent time in jail for doing it. And we're like, this is not a good guy to have around. This is the story. People will be like, this is like Groundhog Day. I've heard this story before. She has these people around that have got all these histories. But it's only until they slight her that she does anything about it. And so I started saying to Silent, well, you can't go at Carrie straight with facts like that. What you need to do is you need to massage it, right? You need to, and Silent's like, I can't do that. I don't have the brain to be able to, the personality to be able to coddle this bitch. And I'm like, okay, well, let me try. So I'd have a lot more success with her than Silent would, because Silent would just be, this is a fact. This is why it's a fact, and this is why it's hurting you. Because everything we were doing at the time was for her. There was nothing malicious. Yes. Everything we were doing was for her to try and protect her. But she kept going against it and leaving toxic people in that server. And after Weed left, it got so toxic after Weed left. The transphobia and the anti-LGBT sentiment went mental. That's why she's got a server locked down so much now. It's because there's no one there now who is giving her good advice or saying, hey, maybe it's not a good idea to have transphobia in here. The mods are too scared to say anything to her without thinking they're going to be the next to go. And to the mods that are listening to this, you will be the next to go. You say you won't be. There's so many people I could count to you. I did a sheet once. I was writing down people's names that had been Carrie supporters that have gone now. It was near 100 people. That is a lot of people, right? For a channel that's not that old, really, in the scheme of YouTube, to shed so many supporters. You don't think to yourself, well, why is this happening? And I've got the proof of it. She tells you, in private dinner, she tells you, yes, I am unnecessarily paranoid. The only two people I trust is Michael and TJ. That is it. Everyone else I don't trust. I can't trust them. I've been burnt so many times. The reason you get burnt so many times, Carrie, is because you're like that. You don't listen to good advice because of how it's delivered to you. It needs to be delivered to you with a bouquet of roses and a chocolate cake. And look, most people who are honest with integrity like that aren't going to bend to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It should be enough that they're telling you the truth and providing you evidence to support that.
Yeah, I've been around for a long time. I don't have a reputation for going into communities and destroying them and going against creators and shit. I don't. It's only since I ran into Carrie that this shit is going down. And it's because she continues to lie. Go to my community tab, look at the final DMs we had with each other. It was not my fault. She's paranoid, and see the things that she was. Oh, you can't access the channels down, but the stuff that she was saying about me. She was saying I was begging to come back into the server. There's nowhere in those DMs. Go and have a look. There's nowhere in those DMs did I beg anything. She said I was demanding an apology. There's nowhere in those DMs where I demanded an apology for being kicked. Nowhere. Like, this is just... She creates a scenario in her head that protects her with her cognitive dissonance. It protects her, right? And then that has to be true. And then she tells her audience, that's true. Don't go and look. That's true. I'd be surprised if she even covers this, to be honest. I don't think she can cope with the amount of proof that we're showing here without just going, no, that didn't happen. Oh, that didn't happen. If you're in the chat, you're a supporter of Carrie, ask her for proof.
It's on the screen, Potato. If you look at the...
I'm not looking at it. Should I be?
You're...
No, it's okay, Potato. You could just check Hekate's last community post.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ,
so it's
I don't
Hekate's
even
saying,
know what
okay.
people are.
Yeah, I know. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's Hekate, and Carrie is responding to
Yes.
what she said.
So,
Okay, Carrie, what do you think about whatever this is?
well,
She's answering it right now.
She's
Okay,
answering it. Don't worry, Potato.
You interrupted her to ask her to answer it. It's just, is these people real?
Yeah.
She's
So,
They're fucking stupid.
That's the
yeah.
next step.
So, basically, long story short, there was a huge, fallout that happened in the community because some people left and went with silent. Some people
Which community?
stayed.
The one with
Which community? What a dopey
the-
question.
Also, like, what, the 3 people that left and went with me? What are you talking about?
Yeah, we didn't. It wasn't 50-50. I'd lost a lot
Definitely
of subs
not.
after that. Like, that's the other reason. What motivation have I got to go against her at that time? I didn't want to go against her. That's why I made that post to say, look, we're going our separate ways. I'm not going to slag her off. She slagged us off first. That's why I responded.
Yes.
That's everything we've done has been a response. It's never been like an outright attack over this stuff. It's always been in response to her.
Like my community.
your Discord,
Which
right?
is the one with two of them.
Okay.
These 2 people were both mods. They were dating, broke up. One accused the other of sending revenge porn of them. Neither had proof.
Okay.
And I was in the middle, basically. And because I didn't choose a side, silent left. And then basically some idiot came to me. She had
So
some...
this is someone named some idiot or just some idiot.
It's that's
Jesus.
her username.
Her name. That's her name. That's her
Okay.
name. Some idiot.
Got it.
username.
I mean, can you
So-
understand what? Okay, yeah.
Yes. So she did provide me with some things proof-wise, and that kind of, was what made me believe her side. But after time went on, she ended up leaving the community, and she, was putting out some pretty outrageous, crazy stuff. And so I started looking into the revenge porn accusations and stuff again. And I basically said, I need, it's without going into a bunch of detail, I just was trying to get more proof one way or the other. And I said, if I can't prove that this happened, then I don't believe that it happened, because.
So what did you conclude?
So what did I basically, I just came and
They send
said,
you
I think
censored
that I handled
screenshots or
it.
something?
Right. Well, because she sent a screenshot of the picture that she claimed.
Well, did you
he
see
sent.
what whoever sent to whoever, and then you saw whatever happened?
The problem is the picture that she showed and sent to me. He claims was cropped and that he didn't send the whole thing. She claims he did send the whole thing. Problem is, neither can prove that one way or the other. So I have to just pick who to believe.
It's not a matter of picking who to believe. This is what is so dumb about Carrie, is that she's like, I gotta go on the gut feel. Who do I trust more? And it's not about that. It's about the evidence. Who's supplying the evidence? She's made the claim. So you go, okay, what evidence have you got? Some idiot says, oh, I've got a screenshot from Sabella. And then we show where Sabella says it's just a headshot. All right, that should have been it. Carrie, what are you talking about? There's not enough. No one's shown any proof. That is proof. The person who instigated this even admitted it, that it was just a headshot. There it is here again. The picture he sent me was cut off to the point that I only saw her face. And I'd sent this screenshot to Carrie. This is on the 30th of October. I sent this to Carrie 3 or 4 times over the last year that we were talking. Like, she'd seen it. She'd seen this. This is 11 or 12 hours after Sabella made the claim. Well, not Sabella made the claim. The claim was made by some idiot to Carrie that Silent had sent RP. And this is like 11 hours later, Rock Python's going directly to her and saying, hey, what was it that he showed you? And she's like, he showed me the headshot. So that's her admitting it right there. So you assess the evidence like a normal, logical human being, a reasonable human being, would have assessed the evidence, the claims from both sides, or at least the claim from the complainant to say, well, what have you got? What they have is not evidence of anything. It is only evidence that Sabella had sent the picture. That's it. And Sabella chose to save the pictures themselves and not the original DM. Like, that's enough to say, oh, I'm not getting involved with that. That's too fishy. But given the fact that she'd saw both, because we had done our stream about 27th of June, about a week and about 10 days after that, we showed it on there, and she reviewed our stream where we showed the screenshot of Sabella admitting it was just a headshot. Like, why wasn't that enough? It was because, again, it depends whether she likes you or not, whether you're friendly with her or not, is whether she'll believe you or not. That's why she will continue to make bad friendships. She'll make bad decisions, because it's not based on any facts or reasoning or logic. It's just based on how she feels. That's why people love bomb her and get wrenches. It's because that's what she's after. She's after these positive reaffirmation of her her whole being, basically, is just that. And that's why she gets into these issues and she has all these falling out with people. Anything to say, Silent?
I mean, I sent you in Discord, I don't know if you wanted to show it or not, the screenshot of the conversation, the first confrontation in the live stream of somebody else's that was Carrie attacking first. I don't know if you wanted to show that or not.
Can you explain what I did wrong, not responding to your message fast enough? This is out of control. I've done nothing to be kind to you. So this is when Brooke was talking about ducks, not talking about Carrie.
Yep.
But Brooke had been talking about Carrie in previous streams, so Carrie got the wrong end of the stick thinking that this live stream is specific about her, and it wasn't. So she came running in with her jets
with
on
the accusation,
100%, yeah, on afterburners going. So Aunt Jessie's stream is a lie. I'm responding to it on my own stream tonight.
And that was a stream about Beware the Night. It had nothing to do with me.
Yeah, the Beware the Night stream and Aunt Jessie had nothing to do with either of us. In fact, both of us were against that even occurring until we had a chance to talk to Carrie about the RP stuff. And then because they did the stream, it didn't matter. It was like we're all lumped in. This is the other thing she does too. She lumps you in with everyone else. It's a very common trait. It's to keep her arguments easy, so she'll accuse you of something that someone else has done. Quite common that she does that. Some people are lying behind the scenes. This screenshot doesn't actually show her outright saying you did it. Have you got that?
I believe so. Hang on. Because once she started coming into this, that's when I started to attack because it seemed pretty clear what she was going to do. And,
Believe.
Yeah.
So basically, I've just said that I came out, I apologized, and said I if I could go back, I just would have refused to get involved at all. It wasn't my business. I will not allow myself to get, forced into a situation like that again. If anything like that ever happens, it's just flat out, I'm not taking sides.
That's what's funny about that is she's taking sides with Hussey. And she took sides with Hussey against who was it? Our Red Alex. She will take sides. Like, this is a lie. She'll take sides, obviously.
Like, it has nothing to do with me, so I'm not going to take sides.
I would say
unless
it's
there is proof that proves something behind. Like, if obviously if there was proof beyond a shadow of a doubt, then I would believe that. But without it, I'm not getting involved.
That seems fair. You couldn't. You have
I apologize.
Let me see. Open link. Literary dose 100%. Brooke, you shouldn't be dragged into this. That's wrong. How am I using you? Do you need to see the pic, see the DM where Silent admitted to sending lewd pic? So this is where Carrie misread what you'd wrote because she doesn't understand grammar and English, where you said that you'd cut the face out. Like you're not.
And the thing
you showed the face. Yeah, I'm getting it wrong now.
The thing that's funny about this is that, so like then Carrie takes upon herself to send the screenshots of what I had sent to her to Brooke, and Brooke reads the screenshots and she's like, "What's the deal? He cut the face. He only showed the face."
Yeah, so Brooke got it straight away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brooke got it immediately.
Guys, I apologize.
And I don't know if it's got hasn't got the date on there, does it? Yeah, because you had timestamps on. But
okay. Yeah, everybody turn timestamps on. You know, you do it by hitting the three dots at the top there, and then turn timestamps on, or else Lols will freak out at you.
Yeah. So basically, you'll have to take my word for it, but that stream was before our stream on 7th of June. It was the day before. Was it the day of? Because remember you had to wake me up. Because
it was that day.
Yeah, it was that day. So basically, within hours, we had done a rebuttal. We'd organised ourselves and done a rebuttal with full evidence, where it took Carrie 3 weeks to show one screenshot as evidence.
Yep.
And a whole bunch of conjecture.
Is to Silent for it because I do.
At to that point, we hadn't planned on doing anything with Carrie at all.
No.
And then you guys were like, "Fucking, what's going on? She's just gone crazy. She's publicly accusing Silent in this stream." And I'm like, what? And she's like, we have to respond to this like now because she said she's going to go live with Michael later and cover it again with her 200-300 people. So we're like, well, we've got to get ahead of this and get all our ducks in a row. So we've gotten all the evidence, every screenshot, everything, put it all out there. And we had stupid people come to us and say, look, can you please put it in a timeline with dates and in arrows and crayons? Like, what do you want from us? Like, we are the ones that are being accused. Why aren't you asking this of the accuser?
Yeah, I even had, because I had made clear that I had downloaded the logs of the DM between myself and Submidiate before I had ever deleted them, because I wanted to keep the records. Somebody requested that before they would, believe me at all. So I would have to go through that entire DM, like redact everything that was sensitive, both on my side and on Submidiate's side, and then give that, 6-month plus chat log of talking every day to this random person that I don't know and who still doesn't believe me.
I just don't know how evidence works, how burden of proof works. They were making the accusation, a very serious accusation, and their own people were like, yeah, that's good enough for me. Carrie says so. Yeah, it's good. Thumbs up. I couldn't believe it. I was like, we put all this effort in, like, going above and beyond, because we shouldn't have to. We went above and beyond to clear your name, and all they had to do is go, no, it happened. Here's a screenshot. And then I went into the live stream when Carrie was on that 18th of June stream, July, sorry. I went into the live chat, and I'm like, that's not evidence of anything. It's evidence that Sabella sent some idiot a screenshot. Like, what are you talking about? Where is the evidence? I'm happy to believe you if you've got something. Because I didn't immediately believe you, did I, Silent? I went like, okay, let me be neutral and go, what happened? Like, what's your story? And then I plotted it out and went, yeah, well, that makes more logical sense to me than what some idiots saying. And then on the stream with Carrie, where they were going to drop all this evidence, it took 3 weeks. All they had was one simple screenshot. That was it. That came from Sabella. And I went in there to go at them for it. And people in the chat were saying, bring Lolzcow on, bring him on. And then Painless went, no, I will not have that man in here. I will not talk to that man. Like, why so resistant to me being up there? If you're in the right, well, have me on. But no, you wouldn't have me on at all because you knew you were lying. Except for Carrie at that time. They all knew they were lying. They'd plotted this out. And Carrie fell for it because of love bombs.
Do you feel like it is very possible that it was not true?
See, Silent, what you should have done is you should have been Carrie's DM saying, oh, you're so beautiful, Carrie. I don't want to burden you, Carrie, with this. You're so wonderful. You're so beautiful, my dear leader, Carrie. But they're doing this. Can you please do something? Like, you should have done that, Silent, and she would listen to you.
But I wouldn't have any respect for myself afterwards. So, no.
At all. And so I take, responsibility for the fact that I did a stream with her where these things were talked about, and it was, made to seem at least that he did do that. And so
Gibby, I'm not an old man.
I basically said I apologize for that because I don't think that ever should have happened. And, I think he accepted it. I mean, we're not friends. We don't talk or anything, but that's basically where I stand on it. But that all went down like over a year ago or more. So it's
Why was
stuff that's
he?
already
Why
been
was he sharing a picture of her at all? What was the context for him
right. Well,
sharing
he
even
was
a cropped picture of her? Like if it's
Let's have a bunch of people on panel.
Yeah, how dare you
that
send a
have
photo
no
of
idea.
someone's face? How dare you do that? Like every time someone sends me a face picture, I'm going to call the cops. Call the cops, Shanny. Call the cops.
Yeah.
Fucking
Right.
Let's have a bunch of people that have no idea who I even am or anything about the situation review it years later. And this is how she gets people, like, snows them. Because nobody knows anything here. Nobody knows any of the actors involved here, except for Carrie. And they're already sort of angled in a way that they are going to believe her, what she says about it.
100%.
So then they just go on repeating it. Like it's
100%.
fact. That's not fact, though. That's not how it works.
That's why, like, Hussey's like, why is Lolzcow done like me? I didn't do anything to Lolzcow. This is why, Hussey, you just take her word for everything. like, I don't care if you're better friends with her. The truth is the truth. It doesn't matter how much of a friend you are.
Exactly. And Woti was the same way, and Calypso's the same way. You guys think that you know everything because you've heard Carrie talk about it. That's not how the truth works.
The truth hurts. I mean, it's clearly it's a grift as well. Like we're not stupid here. We understand, and I wrote that in an email that I sent to Hussey. Is I put down at the end of it when I gave him all the proof that this falling out was Carrie being paranoid. Didn't reply to me. I assumed didn't even read it. And the last paragraph, last thing I put down on there was, I know you're going to stick with Carrie because it's where your bread's buttered. Like, I understand you've got to go with the audience. Like you've gained 400 members or whatever it was when Carrie lost the channel. Like this is money. Carrie is money to you.
Oh yeah.
So like, if anybody thinks that Hussey's going to be objective here, you're sadly mistaken.
I mean, that was back when we were operating under the assumption that maybe he's in good faith here.
Yeah.
Now it's very clear that he's not, especially when he's the first one to have Carrie on after she loses her channels, and then he immediately sets it to members only. It's very clear what he's here for, and it's not good faith.
No.
So yeah.
Yeah, so that's why, Hussey, I didn't even email you back, but that's why I would never go on there with you and Carrie, because it would just be like a Piers Morgan panel of you 2 versus 1, which I don't care. I've done great debate shit. It wouldn't bother me, but it would just be bullshit, because it'd be you going, yeah, Carrie, why did you do that to Carrie, though? And then you'd be jumping from goalpost to goalpost. It wouldn't stay on one topic. So if you want to come and talk to me, you can do it on my channel, because I can guarantee you, you can ask a lot of people about this. I can be very, very fair.
Right.
I even had Teddy Bear on, and we all had a chance to speak. I even controlled. I had 4 against 1? Was it silent? And even he would say that he was treated fairly.
Sharing even a cropped picture of her, like if it's a nude or from like a sexual thing.
Right. Well, that's one of the problems about it that people bring up, is that he shouldn't have been sending one at all.
Especially
why can't you send a picture of a photo of someone's face? I don't get it. You did it to silent. You were happy to put his picture up on screen. Should he go at you for RP now? Like, it's just utterly ridiculous. Ridiculous argument. Shouldn't be sending a picture at all. Why not? So what? They were sending pictures of silent everywhere. That's why.
And then using them in thumbnails and shit, and then putting them on doxing profiles, like.
Yeah, doxing profiles with your picture on there and stuff, and then he's not allowed to defend himself and say, well, she's saying that he catfished me. Well, look at this bitch without filters. She's an ugly fucking toad. Look at her. And she knows she's an ugly toad. That's why she struck down the fucking videos that we had up. We had the pictures up. She struck them down for privacy.
If you're broken up and don't have consent, don't do
right.
that. Guys,
the reason that he sent it, I guess he claims, was he was showing that she catfished him with her looks, because he had a picture of her.
It's simple. It's simpler than that. She's calling me an ugly douche. look at her. She looks like fucking melted ice cream with freckles. Like, it's ridiculous.
With filtered, and then he had a picture without. He claims they were both cropped. He sent them to Sabella, this other person in the community.
He claims they were cropped. You know they were. Fucking hell.
To show that he was catfished. But Sabella and some idiot side of it is he sent the whole picture, which was a lewd and had her in a see-through bra.
Oh God!
But again,
that is such a blatant lie. Carrie, you know that that's a blatant lie, and that's what you told people as well. People that stayed in your community at the time, you told them that that was the case, and you know it's not the case. You know it's a lie. There's no nudity in that picture whatsoever.
Utterly. I mean, only thing I can accuse you of is laziness, because you had a photo with the exact same pose that you could have got from the Discord. but,
yes,
but it was just convenient for you. It was like it's convenient. I'll just go click, 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 click. Yeah, Isabel. Look at how ugly she is. Look at her fat fucking face.
Yeah, it was easier. Yes, I'm lazy. You know, I will fully admit I'm lazy. I should not have done that. I should have just scrolled back to the beginning of time on a huge ass thread on Discord.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Find where she.
But it wouldn't have mattered. They just would have did another photo. They would have showed another one.
Yes, yeah,
it
really
wouldn't have made any difference. It really wouldn't have made any difference because at the time, Carrie's audience weren't believing the pictures, the actual pictures that you'd sent. We showed them in full.
Yes,
and
multiple times.
And they're like, they're not buying that. Well, what would it matter? It wouldn't matter anyway because they're believing her hook, line, and sinker, and it was literally because Carrie's telling them to. Please, Carrie's audience, please rely on your own logic and reasoning. Don't just follow her, because you clearly can tell she's following her emotions. It's clear to anybody. It's whether it makes her feel that way. And because she'd apologised to you publicly a few times, she knows she can't walk that back now, otherwise she'll look like a worse flip-flopper than Magikarp. She knows. She just make her look really bad. It's all about what makes her look. How does she look?
But again, neither one of them, neither one of them have proof, though, because he claims after it happened, he deleted all the messages, so he doesn't have them.
Yeah, then.
Okay, so as y'all are listening to this,
I had said before all of this that I had deleted the messages because I deleted them before all of this.
And you kept them in that weird format that you keep them in, which is like that text format. Do you still have them?
Well, that's yes. I still have them. That's how they downloaded. I had a program where I could download all of the messages in just one file, so I downloaded them all. So I kept the record of them, but then I deleted the the ones from the conversation, so she couldn't see any of the sensitive information there that she could then use to cause harm to me.
Yeah, well, which is completely reasonable. I did the same thing with Sabella, only it took me 2 minutes to delete my messages because I didn't talk to her very much. I never trusted the bitch. I'd known that bitch from 15 years ago. So I was never really trusting Sabella ever, so I barely spoke to her because I knew she records everything. Silent wasn't so lucky. He spoke to her a lot more frequently than I did, and then we found out she was sharing everything with some idiot the entire time.
Yes. And again, so this is another thing too, is I didn't know, I was never part of the GDC, never knew who Sabella was prior to any of this. So my introduction to Sabella was through Carrie. And Carrie treated her like she was a trustworthy person, and at the time I trusted Carrie's, ability to, suss out people, which I'd never have done that. And so that's why I trusted Sabella. I'm like, okay, she seems fine, and she's never done anything directly shitty that I've ever seen. So I'll just treat her like a normal person.
Yeah, I didn't. If I hadn't known you were talking to the frequency you were, I would have said, "Don't do that, idiot."
Well, I didn't have any reason not to trust her because I didn't know anything about her, not anything about her background.
But the good thing is, the only thing she really had was apparently the screenshot, but it was obviously the headshot. But that's all she'd had to go at you with. So then they manufacture and you can see how this conversation playing out. It's very obvious. He goes, "Oh, he sent me something to say how ugly you are," and somebody's like, "Oh, really? Show me." And she shows her the headshot. She goes, "Oh, you know what? That's taken from a picture where I'm wearing a bra." And she went, "Oh, well, that's revenge porn. Yeah, that's revenge porn. Yeah, let's get him." That's as quick as that conversation is. They had nothing
that's
on
the
him.
logic of two drunks together, two conniving drunks working together right there.
It's because like with the Firefly situation, like she went through and said, well, what was it? And she initially told her it was the tits up, and then she said it was from the waist up, and then she said it was from the neck down. Like she said 3 different stories to Firefly, and that's where Firefly went. We obviously lying now. Like I don't like Lolzcow and I fucking hate Silent, but it's clear to even me that they're full of shit. So like I'm out of here. Like it's clear what you're trying to do. But for some reason, the burden of proof is so heavy on our side. It baffles me. Like I thought we'd really hit the nail on the head with the first stream. I thought, oh, we've done it. Like we've proven you innocent. We couldn't have laid it out any better. And then it didn't work. It didn't matter. People were going to believe what they wanted to believe, including Carrie, and it all based on who they support. Team sports shit. Which, if you're going to have integrity. Like even if there's people out there that you hate, you absolutely despise them, you can't just dismiss out of hand because you don't like them. It's a genetic fallacy. Like they might be telling the truth. You have to be able to assess it as a human being, whether you like them or not. But no, you carry the pitchforks and you go and attack. It's just ludicrous.
Silent, and the girl that he dated was named some idiot, and that's who I'm discussing.
I remember Veckel and Thick Shades. They were good days.
This is something that Hecate has been bringing up as well, which is why I wanted to cover it over here, and I wanted you guys to be able to hear my side of this, my story. And
there's one community out here calling people PDF files, calling people revenge porn, revenge P, but putting people's docs out there constantly, arrest records, court records, financial information. That's Carrie's community. It's demonstrable. It's a pity her channel did get taken down. It's all there. It was all there. She went in real life to get an interview with someone that was arguing with someone online, with Carrie online. Like, who does that? Yeah. I'd never considered going into social media to try and find Michael's ex-wife and talk to her and put shit out there about Michael. But there's one community that's doing that. It's Carrie. They're the ones that are doing that. No one else. Well, maybe I'm wrong. There are other communities I'm not aware of doing it. But it's a fact that Carrie's doing that. She's putting that out there. She'll use your docs if it can discredit you. She said the other day the gloves are off. Like if everyone thinks she's a bitch, she's gonna be a bitch. Believe her. She is.
What went down, and rather than me just like repeating it over and over and over again. But so. There was something I was about to say about this, and now I can't even remember. Hold on.
If they didn't screenshot it, they might be fucked.
Right, and then exactly, and then Sabella. But with Hecate, I know that Silent was in her stream yesterday, and obviously Lolzcow Productions, who is Silent's like best friend. So,
best friends.
When they're bringing all of this up, hopefully somebody can lead them over to this stream or Keldoja's stream, and they can listen to what I said here. Because
that's how we've been friends so long, though. It's because it's not based on loyalty. It's based on integrity and facts. And like if you say something, that's not true, and you go, it is bloody true, and then it's like, well, show me, and you go, oh, you're annoying, and then you show me, and then I'm proved wrong again.
Yeah, that's the point. See, I take glee in this. Whenever I can prove them wrong, I take glee.
And you take advice too. Like if someone came to me and said, "Oh, your stream's fucking shit. Like you need to do this," I'd do that. Or I send him a song. Like, that's not very good. Oh, okay, I'll do it again. That's how friendships maintain. It's a mutual respect. It's not, oh, you're love bombing me. Oh, I need you to say you love me all the time.
This is where I stand.
That's me and Leachy. I'll go get Leachy to say that she loves me all the time.
On it.
Yeah. She's okay.
But in a second, and they're going to give me some information and some things, the other people on panel, and that's what I want to give to you guys as well. I think it's important for y'all to have. So we're going to keep going for a little bit longer here. The person
proving it.
that he sent it to, the person he supposedly sent it to, I tried to demand the proof from her. I said, well, you should have the message, show where he sent the full picture. And she claims it's on her old computer that's broke and she can't get into it, so she can't do it, which doesn't really make any sense. But, you know, basically both of them claim they don't have the proof. So there is no
I have
proof.
shit locked on my like old school computer. I can't access. I
Right.
can't judge for that.
And she
I'm
could
really
be
bad
telling
with
the truth.
computers.
Yeah, she could be telling the truth, but
Really
basically,
bad with
when you
logic.
don't have proof,
Yeah.
what are you supposed to
Yeah.
do? I mean, at first,
I just don't know what you're supposed to do. You could use your brain. That's a suggestion.
yeah.
Use your fucking head and maybe go, well, you know, lack of evidence, you know, maybe I'm not going to believe an accusation as serious as that. For fuck's sake. I know a lot of it's circumstantial. I know that. But what else can we do? The burden of proof isn't on us. And the fact that we had told them, go to the police. And then on that second stream, some idiot filled in a fake FBI report.
Well, she
They
first
didn't
said that
submit
she
it.
couldn't go to the police. Remember, they couldn't go to the police because they didn't know my name or anything, even though they were doxing me at the time. They don't know my name. I'm like a ghost that they dox like every time they see me. But I'm a ghost.
Yeah, you're a ghost. No one knows anything about you, yet you met her in real life.
Yep.
Did you buy her breakfast or anything?
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, then she'd have financials. Like, she could go to wherever you bought it from and go, hey, I need the receipt. And then she could have tracked you down that way.
If she had gone to the cops, the cops would have done that 100%.
So, like,
You know?
which side do you believe? I'm confused. I don't know. Which side do you believe? The one who's clearly making up shit? Or the ones who are saying, go to the cops? Like, I don't know who. It's confusing.
Yeah. Like, and I wanted her to go to the cops because I wanted her to get done for filing a false police report.
And would he be saying that if he was guilty, people? No, he would just disappear like all the other scandals. They all just disappear. They don't come back. If it was any skerrick of truth, someone would have been out of here.
Yeah.
I
Really
thought
make
the
a
right
public
thing to do.
stance, aside from like, hey,
Right.
don't share people's pics.
In
generally,
the
and
beginning,
especially
when
if
I
it's
first
your
found
ex.
out, when I first found out, I felt like the right thing to do was to believe the person that was a possible victim, because I didn't want to not believe her if it was true. So it's a weird thing to be kind
That
of
kind
like
of
in the
performative
middle of.
bullshit is part of the problem.
And I
Like,
gave
you
her
just
that
want-
argument. That's my fault. I gave her that argument because I was trying to get her to play the video. So I said, oh, you know, she's believed a potential victim. So she's used that the entire time since she apologised. There's lengths that I had to go to get her to.
And you also
admit
taught her
that I was wrong.
whataboutism.
Oh God, yeah, she brings it up all the time. Whataboutism, where she endorses whataboutism like it's a friggin' like it's her life religion.
And choosing who is right and who is wrong, and
Zach was in the chat. You having a go for Zach being in the chat, but someone else had him in the chat. You didn't have a go at them. That's what whataboutism is. That's you could see that with Carrie's face in the dictionary. That's what it is. It literally, because she's basically saying she'll just move the goalpost. So if you said, yeah, I actually did have a go at Woti for having Zach in there. Oh, well, but you didn't have a go at XXX for doing that. And then you go, yeah, I did. Oh, well, you didn't have a go at da-da-da-da for doing that. Like, it's just moving the goalpost, moving. So you have to, what she's basically arguing is that you need to attack every single person on Earth who's ever had a minor in their chat before you can attack her, which is ludicrous standard to hold. Ridiculous.
And because I'm not
like this is the other thing too. Like if people came at me like that and said, oh, we had Zach in there, I'd go, well, if I had known, I would have blocked him. That's how I answer that question.
Yeah. It's pretty simple.
Or if you wanted him in there, like she tried to make that excuse the other day. Oh, well, if you're over 14 or whatever, they can be in live chats. But that excuse doesn't work, though, because you admit TJ's goddamn podcast is like it's for adults. Like it is serious. There's content in there. You're talking about sucking Michael's dick. You know, you're talking about fucking each other. Like the content there is not for a child. But you're saying, oh, he's 14, he can be in there. It's just ridiculous.
A judge. I'm not a court of law. I can only go by the information that I do have, and that information is not definitive. It still leaves things where you have to decide for yourself who you believe. So again, I went with the victim, the person I thought was a victim. And if I had not believed her and just sided with Silent, can you imagine? Everybody would have been like, "Oh my God, she didn't listen to the victim."
There it is. There it is. That's the crux of it. She went with her friend because they'd reconnected, and she went with a narrative that made her look good. That is it. That is it.
And
I mean, yeah,
it
that
would
would
have been a
probably be a
whole
bad
thing.
look
Yeah, there's.
generally.
Look at the chat. Hashtag T Carrie.
I just want to say, just a little plug. There's like, for anyone who is somebody comes to as a victim, there's a website called Start by Believing, and there's lots of really good information.
Don't you guys start that up either. Like, I'm not going to love bomb you guys. I appreciate you being here, but I'm not going to be like, everybody love me. Put a 1 in the chat if you think I'm awesome. Yay! I'm not like that.
And we're not gonna build any parasocial bullshit relationships here.
Yeah, no hashtag Team Silent, no hashtag Team Lols. No.
Yeah.
None
Well, I
of
mean,
that.
if you want to hashtag Team Me, that's fine.
Yeah.
But no, I don't love you because I don't know you, and that would be weird.
Yes.
Information in there. You are right, Carrie, to like lean on just believing the victim. That's just the first thing to do. And
It is not the first thing to do. What is the actual thing, Silent? You'll know. It's not you just believe them. It is you in the weight of evidence or something. You
Trust.
tend to
It's like
trust,
it's
yeah.
trust but verify.
Yes, that's it. I knew you knew it. Trust but verify.
Yeah.
And did she do any verification? No. She just did the first bit and didn't do the second bit.
there's no.
Also, statistically, the most likely, because
Yes.
people will like to point to the few cases of proven deception, but again, in terms of most crimes, the vast majority of people aren't lying.
Right.
Because that's an
Yeah, and
insane
what
thing
Leave
to lie
leave
about.
her alone, Gibbet.
What made it hard too in the beginning was because when Silent was explaining what he claimed he did and sent and stuff, he said he cropped the face out, and when he said that, I interpreted that as he cropped the face out and sent the body.
You want to comment on that?
Okay.
You probably got that screenshot somewhere.
Yeah, I do, because, like, the second I sent it, I'm like, they're gonna leap on that not being clear, and then I immediately clarified it to her, immediately, but she never talks about that, like, the within seconds clarification, whatever.
I love that she takes that, though, but she won't take the screenshot that she's seen a dozen times where the instigator says that she only saw her face. Saw her face.
Yes. Oh,
She
yeah.
won't accept that, but she'll accept you maybe over-explaining something.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is
And in like graphic design stuff, when you're saying you're cropping something out, that means you're taking it. You're not taking the rest of it. You're just taking it.
You think she would know that because she's a professional award-winning photographer?
Yeah, you think. But and that's why Brooke understood it, because Brooke is into art and design. Like
And she got it
understood.
immediately. She got it immediately. And Carrie's like,
Yep.
oh, you just sent the body, like, which would have been weird anyway, because you could just send a body of anything. Like, how would you know
Yeah.
if it was her or not? It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. Doesn't make any sense without the head.
Yeah, that's the implication would be he sent the rest of it, and either way, it's gross, and you shouldn't have to be you shouldn't be posting anything about your ex or their appearance to anybody.
Yeah,
in
you
my
don't even
opinion,
have
but-
to ask for any details. You don't even have to know the story. The best thing you can do for any victim is just believe them.
You don't even need to know
my
the
God.
story. These
How
people are for
fucking-
real. You don't even need to know
Right.
anything. You don't need to know the facts. You don't need to know anything. You just, I believe. You ever heard of Amber Heard?
That's why you blanket believe everybody.
Eh.
Like I want to use so many, like, I'm not gonna say it, but I have a feeling this person has heard it before. You know, the R word. I'm not gonna say it. But,
Oh,
Jesus.
not the RP word. The other one.
yeah, the R-tard word. you know.
Regarded. Just say regarded.
Okay, yeah, you're very fucking regarded. Holy shit. Like,
Just
seriously,
there.
go to the doctor and ask them to do tests on you.
But I love it. Like it's like you're not the victim, as well. Like, why don't they believe you? Is that just pure sexism then? Because you're the one that was being attacked.
Yeah.
Just that.
Right.
It's usually a safer bet, yeah, because again, most of the time people aren't lying.
Right. It happens a lot. Yeah, it
That's
does.
not how you.
And it didn't make him look good.
That's not how you define truth. It's like, well, most of the time people wouldn't lie about that, so that's what I'm just gonna believe, and that's what I should support, and that's what I should platform. Like, you shouldn't have a platform then. You're irresponsible with a platform.
And we'd covered some idiot with the mental issues as well. Like, she clearly sociopathic tendencies and the history of like mental health issues. That doesn't ring a bell in her head at all. That maybe this is not right. But as she says, like, oh, definitive proof. You don't ask for definitive proof anyway. Like, when police do investigations, it's not like a guy with his hand up in the air saying, yeah, I shot him. It's not as easy as that. Like, that's why we were saying, go and get the police involved if you think that's what's happened. Why don't you make a report or something and get it investigated? They could have subpoenaed the records, and they're like, they're not going to get a forensic team to go in there, and it's like, but you haven't even asked.
Yeah, and they would have subpoenaed Discord to get my IP. They would have been able to find my address. They would have been able to find me specifically, and they would have brought charges against me if there was anything to this.
Yeah,
but there isn't.
Nothing at all. Like, it's ridiculous navigating away from it, because we kept saying that, chanting it, and they're like, well, they're going to have to address it. And the way they chose to address it is, oh, he's a ghost. No one knows who he is. This guy's a ghost.
While they were doxing me.
While they're doxing you, yeah. Know exactly where you leave everything.
He had sent,
full name.
Admitted that he had sent a picture. So
Parents'
it's like you said, he shouldn't have really sent anything.
And he deleted it. So, like, clearly he knew he did something wrong.
And this is the other ridiculous thing. He deleted it. Clearly he knew he did something wrong. Well, there couldn't be any other reason on Earth to delete everything. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to say. They accused you of deleting one message at a time, which would have taken you 1,000 hours.
This is fucking stupid.
Which is stupid. You just use a plugin on Chrome.
Yeah. Yes, I used a plugin, and the reason why some of them were still there is because the plugin has to retrieve the messages from Discord. So it's trying to retrieve the messages. If it takes too long for it to retrieve the message, though, it will skip to the next one. So, because I have shitty internet, it was taking too long to retrieve the message, so it skipped to the next one.
Yeah,
there you go.
They'd already started dropping stuff, so you're like, well, what else have I shared with this person over the year I've known her? I better clear house, just so she hasn't got anything else that she can use against me. But Carrie, like, letting that go, she's like making out that you just deleted that one message. Like, she doesn't clarify here, as far as I remember. She does not clarify at all. No, he deleted everything. It makes it hang out there, because if you just deleted that one message, yeah, that's a bit weird. But you deleted everything.
Yes.
And even today, some people would still say, oh, well, the fact you deleted everything means you've got something to hide. Yes, it means he's got something to hide. He's fucking docs, you idiot.
Yeah, my docs, sensitive information about my parents or my sister, sensitive information about myself, maybe things like, I don't know, details about my car, things that she could have used to further harass me.
Yeah, I don't know why people get weird about that. It's strange.
Most people cannot prove what happened to them. So setting the bar at proof is just basically telling people to shut up. So I think
it can become problematic.
This is a brains trust.
What was that
I don't know
website
these
that
people,
you said?
so I don't care about insulting you because I don't know you. But you really, I mean, the IQ of that room is what, 60?
It's room temp.
It is
room
bad.
temp.
Is bad.
What was the name of it, or what did you say?
Start by believing.
Start by believing. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna look into that. I might share that.
.org, and there's like a lot of information about. It's a campaign, but there's just a lot of information about how to
handle it.
Yeah, and just like really nice, handy things to say if somebody comes to you as a friend or as
I think Rain has good resources too, from what I've heard. RAI and Rape and Incest something network. Sorry, I'm not great with anagrams, but Rain,
Rain. Okay, I got you. Thank you. Thank y'all for that, because I'll look into that and share that. That way people.
Yeah, so those are good things to recommend
those are
to people.
Things that exactly. Exactly. That is if
Exactly.
that would have been nice to have had a resource to kind of
Yeah.
guide.
And that should also show to you or demonstrate to you that whenever there's like a warning or like a content warning in Carrie's chat, you can tell that she's not the one that wrote it, right? Because if she did, then she would know those resources.
Mm-hmm.
Just putting that out there.
And what would it have done for her anyway? She chose. It wouldn't have made any difference to any of this.
No, but I'm just saying, like, that's how much Carrie cares about her own content, is that when there's a content warning, she isn't the one that wrote it.
No. It's just like, I don't know what she's trying to play now, like, oh, God, if I only had a resource, I would have known how to play it. Like you said, when both parties don't have a definitive proof, you sort of got to go with your gut. It's ridiculous.
Things a little bit better, but anyway. So that's what happened.
Also, because it can get.
It's not like the weight of evidence. You didn't assess our video fairly either when you reviewed it. You slagged the whole thing off.
Also, because
and you had some idiot in that on panel go, "Oh, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. No, that didn't happen."
And then provide no evidence about it either way.
No evidence either way.
Especially stuff like that. Even the legality of it is very gray.
It was just from memory. It was just screenshots of the DMs between her and Sabella, for the most part, about just dropping stuff that you'd said to Sabella just from March, dropping stuff for months. And that was it. That was like evidence of what? With evidence that you talked to Sabella, so you didn't deny any of that. We didn't deny any of the screenshots they showed, other than that last one.
Yeah, because that one was fabricated. Every other one had no problem with.
Yeah, no problem.
So
right, yeah.
That's like she just thought of that then. That's funny. She actually had all those screenshots from March, all the way up to the falling out, but she didn't have your DM of the RP. That's interesting.
Yeah.
She had she was keeping all of your DMs up to that point, but just didn't take that one. I just thought of that then, because that's what they were showing on stream. They're showing your DMs with Sabella, but they didn't have the crucial one. Fucking hell!
It's very strange how that happens.
So that's how you make a decision, Carrie. You go, your story sounds a bit fucking fishy. I don't want any part of that. That's how you sort that out. That's how a reasonable person would sort that out.
Yeah.
You're suspect. you seem a little suspect.
Like I said, most people don't have proof. Most people will not get justice. Yeah. The best thing you can offer a victim is a friend, being a friend, support, validation, and like just being along with them through the ride of whatever happens next, wherever they go with it.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's better to believe that someone went through something than to not believe them and risk causing
and destroying the other person in the process.
Traumatizing
someone else.
Yeah, definitely.
Like if they did come to you and like only you, for example, and you did turn them down even just for lack of evidence, it can be pretty. It can be pretty damaging to people's mental health if they're going through a crisis.
Don't worry about my mental health.
I agree.
Like, don't worry about that.
Pretty
Fuck me.
Yeah, exactly. Right? It's pretty much what Carrie says in panels. Exactly. If she was doing that to William, and I was like in that video I did reviewing it, it's like I put title cards like, shut the fuck up. Let the guy talk. And she's like that part where he's talking about him getting kicked in the head. Carrie's, oh my god, oh no, oh my god. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, can't you just mute? Let him get it out and then go, that's horrible. I'm so sorry you went through that.
Yeah,
but you don't need to be a professional interviewer. Like, what course can you do to become a professional fucking interviewer to know that it's common sense that you let the fucking victim talk? It's just common sense.
Yeah.
But you've got to interject every 5 seconds. I actually gave you a little bit of charity on that video saying that, that's your style and it's hard to break from that. But it's just rude. Really is what it is. And that's why it's a shame William went to you fucking dumb nuggets. Like, poor kid.
They probably would have been the only ones to say yes to him to doing that.
Yeah.
Because they give no fucks about anything except for content. Like, they just want
clicks. Did it twice. Like, if you, honestly, you shouldn't have done it. Like she's saying lately, she's trying to get, brownie points for saying that it was a mistake. I should never have done it. You did it twice.
Yes. And, like, days in between. You didn't magically become a professional interviewer in that short amount of time.
And you didn't write any questions down. You admitted you didn't write anything down. Who doesn't take the time to get out of your voice chat streaming room for 2 seconds and just write a couple of, a few good questions, a couple of positive questions even, which you didn't do. Given that it was off the cuff, I actually have to give you some credit that some of it was pretty good. I thought some of the questioning was really spot on and good. And given that you didn't write any of it down, it makes it even more impressive. But it was just few and far between, with all the interruptions. And, obviously TJ interrupting didn't help. It's obvious, I don't like you, Carrie, but it's obvious to me, yes, it would have been better if it was just you. I think, this is where the difference between
on
me...
your channel... would have been better.
Difference between me and people like me and you, Carrie, is that I'm willing to give credit where credit is due, where you won't. You would just slag us off if you do review this. If you get to this point in the video and she's paused it every 2 seconds to refute something that we will later clarify, which is what she does often. See the difference. I'm willing to give her credit. I thought she did a pretty good job under the circumstances in that second interview for the most part. Other than the unnecessary interruptions, constant interruptions that they would later blame Discord lag in.
And the asking about him talking to his mom and stuff, I can tell that that's a content sort of decision to ask that, because you really want to host that panel. But I
didn't like that. I don't buy her explanation for that. I didn't think that was cool, but I like the fact that she stopped him when he wanted to talk about whether he should text his mother and communicate with her. I like that she said, no, look, we'll talk about it off air. I'm disappointed that he's talking to you off air, but instead of a professional, but, that was the best way to play it.
The other great thing, too, is that when he's saying that, his mother is saying that she hates him, that Carrie, told him that no matter, what she says, she's saying things out of anger, she doesn't hate you.
Yeah.
That was a good thing to say.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah, a lot of things may not meet the legal criteria for something either. Maybe someone will just bash it to pieces because it's not the thing that doesn't meet the definition of whatever XYZ, revenge porn, for example. But it doesn't, maybe it's still experienced as a really horrible, horrible thing. Maybe it's still experienced as revenge porn, and you just need to be, Okay. Yeah.
So it may not be revenge porn, but it could be experienced as revenge porn. Therefore, it's a horrible, horrible thing,
to share someone's photo.
Brains of the year. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So that means that you can still, charge that person or blame that person for RP, even if that isn't exactly what happened.
And and she'd already shared her face pic anyway.
Yes.
So you weren't sharing anything people hadn't seen, AI filtered picture of her. So there's this argument that she took it as revenge porn is utterly ludicrous.
And the comparative picture was posted on a public website.
Yeah.
It was public. I didn't have to go through any verification or anything.
Yeah, she blacks it out. She blacks it, completely obliterates the image and says, "Oh, that's me in high school." So people in the chat were like, "Oh, you're naked in high school? That's this child pornography. Oh my god!" And she just let that hang.
Yes,
when she knew
because
full
that was
well
the goal.
that she was fully clothed.
Yes, fully clothed, and there was
and we
no
can't help
date
it if we
on the
didn't-
picture.
Yeah, we can't help it if you
to show that.
If you happen to, we don't know if that's true or not because you're a massive liar. But I'm sorry if you age badly, like all the drinking aged you badly, because clearly, in that picture, you look 42. If you're in high school, I apologize if you're in high school, but you look 42 in that picture.
Should we get back to this letter?
Let's do that.
You know how drunks have those, the red nose, like Rudolph? And it's like she got those sort of drunk cheeks.
Almost not. Okay.
TJ would know. Ask TJ.
So that's where I want to leave that. I am going to give you guys the link to this stream if you want to watch the rest of it.
No thanks.
I'm going to drop that link for you, but we are going to move on from it. But hopefully anybody that had any questions about my feelings when it comes to the silent and some idiot situation, I've tried to be transparent. Basically, I was put in the middle.
No, you weren't.
In the first
you put yourself there.
Yeah, she put herself there.
Place, I leaned toward.
We were the only side that were happy with it being in the middle. We were fine, but she was already talking to him and putting love hearts in the chat when they're slagging you off, calling you fucking all sorts of names. We're like, that's a bit weird. She's supposed to be friends with us, but she's dropping love hearts in the chat. What's going on there? We were the only side willing to be reasonable about it. If you come to us and said, yeah, look, I'm not going to cover either side, I just want to be out of it, okay, fine. But you entered yourself into it, because when we'd had the falling out, like, I wrote that thing saying I'm not going to go after Carrie. Like, it's fine. You know, she wants to do whatever she wants to do. She wants to continue to be friends with her. Well, that's fine, but I can't continue supporting Carrie if she's going to do that. That's fine. And we just left it, and nothing was made public about it. That was just in the private Discord. And then the first time anything's been made public by Carrie is, well, sort of by Carrie, but made public like that was in that live chat, with Brooke's live chat. That was the very first time. So, like, I know people keep saying, like, Carrie's a victim and, you know, she's not accountable for this stuff. She really is accountable for this stuff, guys. Like, stop giving her an out and just saying, oh, look, they're jealous or whatever the hell dumb excuses that you make up. It's none of those things. And I know that's easy to say because it doesn't require proof, like a proof of jealousy. How do you prove that? They're talking about it. The simple fact they're talking about you means they're jealous. Like, it's just ridiculous. Look at what the other person's got to say and make your own judgments and assessments of it. Stop being sheep.
Words believing some idiot. Now, as time has went on, more things have come out. I've gotten to know.
I think Marcel, she was scared. Like, she was reluctant to stream it. That's why it took 3 weeks. She hadn't seen anything. Like, she was like, they could be setting me up here, and she was tentative about it. But then after the falling out with Arnie Jesse and you know, everything else, and then her going public in that stream, it was like, okay, the gloves are off. She's gonna have to do it now. And they'd finally convinced her in voice chat that this is all true. This all happened. Got her riled up and convinced her to do it. We weren't willing to do any of that, and that's why we lost that fight, unfortunately, is because she chose to believe the ones who were stroking her ego, and we weren't willing to do that.
Some idiot more, you know, and seeing how she is very vindictive.
That's why you see people like Calypso streaming defenses for Carrie on 3-year-old videos, going against Burnt Toast. Like, she's putting herself up as a meat shield for Carrie, and that would continue to keep winning her favour, and that's what Carrie likes. Wafters is doing it now. This is what she requires from you. She requires undying loyalty and putting yourself in front. And the thing is, for those people that are doing that, she won't back you up. She doesn't back you up. If Calypso starts getting dragged, Carrie will let it happen. She won't defend her.
And so
Hussey starts getting dragged. She's not going to defend him.
I tend to believe silent these days. But the fact is, at the end of the day, I don't know for sure, one way or the other.
The fact is, at the end of the day, this is retaliatory because I was in a live stream where she was getting shit on, and I was participating in that.
Yeah, it's, as I said, she wants to so much. Like, she's trying to make it 50-50. Like, I could have went either way. She's trying to play the line there because she knows that if she goes back and says, I retract the apology, just because you're in Hakate's chat, that she'll, as I said, she'll look like a flip-flopper. And it's all about how it makes her look. And that would look bad for her, so she can't retract the apology. You could tell she wants to, but she knows she can't.
There's no way for me to know that. And there is no proof that proves it one way or the other.
No proof that proves it.
So
no proof
I did what I thought was best at the time. And that's all I can do. And if I was ever put in this situation again, I would work very, very hard not to take a side. That's
unless one side annoys you, it gets on your wrong side, then you'll go against them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my place or business, and I should not have been put in that situation to have to be.
But who put you in that situation?
You put yourself there.
Yeah, exactly. And some idiot sent you a text on the 16th of June, 2023, and said, "Oh, okay, this is great. Silent sent. I just learnt Silent sent RP of me." And then you're just like, "Oh." And then you were talking to her about it back and forth. And once we found out, because how did you find out about the allegation? Was that Carrie? Did she come to you?
Yes.
Yeah, so she came to you and
she
said,
DM'd me and then
yeah,
linked me the screenshot.
Yeah, and that's how it all kicked off. So she did involve herself. She didn't say, "I'm not interested, somebody go away." She involved herself. And then she
Told
involved herself when she went into
Mm-hmm.
Brooke's chat.
basically, like, you know,
But again, like, she can never be held accountable. It's never Carrie's
And
fault.
involved herself when she went into their little group chat and then let herself get love bombed into, you know, fighting their battles for them, their fake battles.
You remember I was talking. We were talking about this. I said, look, we need. We know that's what's happening. She's gonna air it, and that's bad for us because it'll reach a much bigger audience than the 1 or 2, 3 people that knew anything about it outside of us. We knew that, like, we've got to try and prevent that from happening. You know, we need to get her to talk to her so we can just show her a couple of things to say, look, this is at least fishy. So you don't go and make a mistake and go air it. But like I said, she ghosted us completely. She wasn't talking to either of us. And it was clear to us at that stage that she was talking to them. And that's when you were worried and you said, look, to be honest, I'd recommend you just block her, like, and don't talk to her. And then she used that later as, oh, that's evidence that Silent's worried about what she's going to tell me. No, they're worried about you getting talked into something and making you look bad. It's just so dumb.
choose who is right and who is wrong and who is telling the truth and who is not when you don't have evidence to do that. It wasn't, whatever happened between the two of them should have been between the two of them, period. So moving on
And I
from
would
this,
agree
and
with
again,
her
that
up
was
until the point where I'm getting doxxed and, like, actively harassed in her Discord by this person. That's when you have to act, because clearly there's a problem there. Someone is behaving inappropriately there.
Yeah, as I said before, it took me to instigate a fight with some idiot in the mod room to get her to do what I knew she would do, go ballistic and start doxing you all over the place, and she did. And that's why I did that fishing hook emoji in there. Like, I've caught you. And I remember, like, the other mods are sort of going, what's going on here? And got a DM from a couple of them saying, what are you doing? And I'm like, you'll see. And then exposed her for doing it, and her admitting that she had the screenshots from that server for Carrie to get rid of her. She just doesn't listen, like, doesn't believe you. As I said, the existing mods there, she doesn't, like, if she could say whatever she wants and she loves you and all this stuff, it's not true. It isn't true. It is not true. She only trusts 2 people. She told me that many times.
And now it's more like 1.
Yeah, she hasn't got TJ anymore, so it's 1.
Keldoge. Make sure you go, and I'll drop.
And Michael's the ultimate simp. Like, I said this before. Was it yesterday? Like, I can't understand how Michael could sit there and listen to him say those things about his wife and not say anything about it. And then when he said, oh, I didn't like the thing about the 18-year-old, he let TJ go, oh, that's just a reference. No, it's not. What do you mean it's a reference? Reference to what? Like, and how is that readily known? Well, where's the context? You just blurted it out because you were clearly angry at Carrie. And Michael just sits there. And then Carrie today's trying to blame it on his headphones. Oh, he couldn't really hear. I was going into the room where he was in and I was saying, did you hear he just called me a bitch? Well, if that's true, Carrie, after you told Michael that he called you a bitch, Michael didn't say anything. Again. Didn't say anything. He's the ultimate simp.
Drop their link. Subscribe.
For TJ. That is, which is even worse. So, screenshot time. So, Carrie says to me, 30th of October last year, I'm thinking of doing a stream addressing all of this. Do you think it's a good idea or not? Do you still talk to Silent? Can you see that? I have to make it bigger. There you go. Then, same day, it definitely spiraled out of control fast, but I do feel I should have done more. All I can do now is show people the truth, expose this nasty bitch once and for all, and Sabella too, because she's just as guilty in my opinion. She lied about that photo, and Hillary busted her in that lie. Okay? Right? What was Carrie just saying? We just played it. There was no proof either way. But here she is here telling me, yeah, she's guilty. She lied about the photo. So she's pretty clear here. 30th of October. Thank you. That chick from Norway sent Rev nudes. That's Anya, I assume. Did you see my streams about Nick the other day? Because I called Sabella out big time about stuff with Silent. She's accusing me of supporting Matt Bell. I'm not going to go into him. Calling me a PDF file apologist. Her reasoning is I'm a mod for G-Man when I've told G-Man I don't want to be a mod for him, take my wrench. And she was a mod for him for like 2 years, blah, 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 blah. That's irrelevant. But basically saying that she'd attacked Sabella over it again. First question, this is in December. My first question is, there ever been a screenshot or kind of proof that the best of Silence supposedly shared the revenge point in? I've only seen what Sabella sent to some idiot, not what Silence sent to Sabella. So that's the first point about the revenge porn I'm going to make. I just know if I do this, I want to do it right. I want to lay it all out from start to finish. And I want to make sure I have all the facts right. Most of all, I want to make things right with Silent. He didn't deserve all that. I made a huge mistake in believing her and taking her word. She played me. I see that clearly now. Hindsight is 2020. I can't change the past, but I do my best to make it right. You can see that this is taking months. Like, that's a 2-month period there, but she'd been going back a long time, saying it's clear that this was a lie, it didn't happen, I know it didn't happen now, and I want to make it all right. But months would go on, and she wouldn't say anything. And then I confronted her and said, look, why aren't you doing something public about this? It'd shut some idiot up because it'd make her, like, it'd prove that she's a liar. And it would clear Silent's name because he's continuing getting attacked everywhere. And she was more concerned with how it made her look. She's like, well, but if I do that, people are going to think that I'm only doing that because I fell out with some idiot. Even though I can give you all the evidence, you can cover it all on your stream. Same day, I've thought about that. Actually, I saw a few other channels do it, so not a bad idea. I don't know what I'm talking about there. So I'm thinking about doing a stream exposing Sabella and some idiot for what they did to Silent, along with some other fucked up shit they've done. I've been calling them out, but I think it might be good to show people instead of just talking about it. I have some questions though, don't want to bug you, blah, blah, blah. She says the question about the screenshot. Since the screenshot Silent sent Sabella was just her head shot cropped, as she was on Firefly's panel saying Silent catfished her, so he was showing how she used filters and etc. to make herself look better than she actually was. So he was saying, if anything, she catfished him. I said, if you want, I'll come up on panel. And I said, just read some idiot's post. Sabella says she saves everything she's ever sent. Sabella said she saved Silent's DM with the RP on a hard drive that's now broke. So why didn't Sabella send the original DM from Silent some idiot? Because the original screenshot was not RP. Sabella admits that in this screenshot, and then you've seen the screenshot a dozen times today already. But that's all really all the proof you need. This is literally 11 hours after some idiot makes the claim of RP, and here's the person who sent the screenshot saying it was just the face. Like, very suspicious. So it's at least enough not to believe her. And she has no explanation for this other than she misspoke. How do you misspeak in a text? Like, it's bullshit. Okay, now, this part here, I thought was interesting. I warned Carrie about copyright striking people and DMCA wars because I've been around a long time. So I said, did you really copyright strike someone? You do know that if you don't go through with the legal process on your end, it gets reversed. I think they give you a month to file the legal papers. Also, you give your docs to whomever owns that account. However, if they challenge it, you will get their docs and finally work out who Jim Manning is. Carrie, they are using my content with no commentary. That is not fair use. They aren't just going to steal my fucking content. Fuck that. My address is already out there, and so is my real name. Again, she accused me of doxing her when I did a review of restaurants in her area. But here she is, a video just already out there.
Yeah, when in also reality, she had been streaming since June 2022 at least, using her real full legal name, and then linking people to social media accounts that had her real full legal name attached to them, along with her location and everything else.
Yeah, well, we knew her location because she told people, and then it was not hard to narrow down because she told us the state she was living in. So everyone knew, like early on, everyone knew. I mean, Teddy named his server after the local Olive Garden in the town. So like it was like it is now. Like it's out there. Like she was doxxed, I think, a week after she moved. Like it wasn't hard for people to find. But yeah, here it is. He's saying address is already out there, but she accused me of doxing her, which is ridiculous. Jim is the only one whose real name and address aren't out there. So she's clearly insinuating here that if she does this and she gets the information, that she'll have it, and she could release it. Because why would she say they're the ones that don't have their address out there? They are the ones who should be worried. Make it transformative isn't asking too much, especially from a channel whose mission. But you admit even now, like you're flagging them because you don't like them. Nothing to do with transformative, and it's not up to you to determine what's transformative enough. It's up to the courts. It's not up to you. It's not Carrie's opinion of how it all works. If you think you've got a claim, you make the claim and you file papers. But you had no intention of filing papers. That is the very definition. Oh God, I sound New Zealander then. That is the very definition of a false flag. That is the textbook definition of a false DMCA. Because you had no intention of filing paperwork. She says, especially from a channel whose mission is to straight up steal my content. So again, she's admitting she did it because this person doesn't like her and is stealing her content and they want to take my channel down. They're admitted they're trying to take my channel down, but I'm supposed to take it easy on them. You don't use DMCA strikes to take down your enemies, Carrie. This is what I was trying to warn you about, because they have a tendency to come back on you. She says, they already flag my shit constantly. Yes, for privacy and shit. Well, if people are going to act like they better make sure their side of the street is clean, I don't feel bad for them at all, not even a little. I said, it's like killing a mosquito with a nuke. Because I think Jim Manning had like 90 subs or something. Like, weren't monetized. It's ridiculous. And there were, in my opinion, as I said, it's not up to me to determine what fair use is, but it is my opinion that they were fair use because they had commentary in it. Just because they weren't talking over you doesn't mean it's not commentary. Commentary can be the title, it can be title cards, it can be a clip in context. That's transforming. It doesn't mean that you have to talk over it, Carrie. I don't know why you don't understand that. Show me where. Like, there is a guidelines about fair use that you can Google, and nowhere in there does it say you have to talk. That has to be verbal. And she says, nah, they still have a channel. You think it's okay for people to straight up steal. They don't even try and make it fair use. I used one of your videos recently. I made it fair use. I have to follow the same rules as everybody else. They said they want to take my channel down. That's their mission. So what you're preemptive striking them now? Like, proving that you do this as a preemptive effect. Hopefully you guys can read this. It's hard to zoom in without losing the text. I said, you're going to get so much shit for this. So much worse than an insignificant nobody uploading weak-ass attacks at you. But it's your choice. Just remember XX, Graveyard Flowers, etc. Re-upped Shani stuff with zero commentary. She goes, well, I don't watch Graveyard Flowers. Haven't in a really long time. I get most of mine straight from the source. Well, we know that's a fucking lie. That is a massive lie. She does use Graveyard Flowers. So I think she used them today. She uses them all the time. And I said, but you have used them. That's my point. But I make it transformative, she says. It's not my job to police everyone. I can only control... So you're only going to strike people that you don't like, is what you're saying here. I can only control my content and what people do with that. And Graveyard Flowers could lose their channel any day. I said, I'm not here to attack you. This is one of the things I talk about coddling Carrie. That Silent never wanted to get experienced at doing. But this is one of the things you've got to do when you see that she's getting angry. You've got to go, look, I'm not here to attack you. I'm just, I know you're just going to get attacked more now. That's all. Like, I'm on your side. Also, it doesn't stop them uploading. Now all your enemies know you will retaliate with copyright strikes. They will use that against you. Ooh, already. Like, this didn't age well. This did not age well. Carrie, these people have been coming for me since the day I started. You think they haven't been trying to take me down the entire time? They have. This changes nothing. They'll continue doing what they always do, talk shit and make threats. All my enemies are smart enough to make it fair use. If they aren't, that's their bad, not mine. So you're just looking for an excuse to strike a channel out of existence because you don't like them. You know better than Shani. Like, what do you think, Silent? That's no better than Shani. It's what Shani did.
That's true. That's why she lost her ability to strike.
Yeah. That's exactly what Shani did. So I said, well, I hope I'm wrong, and it does what you intend it to do, fine. She goes, didn't you file a strike for TJ using silence pic? I'm like, no. I said, that's a privacy complaint. I didn't do it either. That was solely silence. I threw you under the bus, silent. I said you did it.
Well,
it was funny because after the fact you said, tell her I did it. And I went, okay.
Well, really, the person that is like is being violated, their privacy is being violated, is supposed to issue the strike.
True.
So, like, he was using a picture of mine that I have never posted publicly, has never been shared publicly, with my consent. So it was fair
and
under the privacy guideline.
And privacy strikes are fuck all anyhow. I've received dozens of them. It doesn't do anything to your channel.
No, it's just because YouTube in that scenario, they believe that you were operating under good faith, that you believe that you had the right to share what you did. So they're not going to hold it against you for not knowing that you couldn't have shared that.
Yeah, so it says, I didn't do it either. She says, right, but it still gives you a strike. This is how fucking dumb she is. She thought that gave you 1 strike out of 3. Still gives you a strike. And so, no, it doesn't. It just takes the one video down and tells the person to edit it out. So how do you not know this? Like, you've been doing it for a while. How do you not know this? How have you not been getting privacy strikes? And she says, well, that's all that has went down with Jim Manning, so... Like saying his one video went down. But she's trying to get him obliterated from the internet. She's admitted it here. She goes, and I said, I was privacy struck dozens of times. And then I said, no, she's trying to equate a privacy strike with a DMCA. I said, no, yours was a legal copyright strike, an actual strike. Look into it. And she says, and they deserve it for not making it transformative. I'm not going to argue with you about this, which is something that she does if you try and speak reason to her and you're not fucking plaiting her hair or fucking perming her hair or fucking doing her nails or giving her flowers. She just won't listen to you. So I'm like, okay, well, YouTube assumes by default that you're going to take legal action, so they strike the channel to prevent liability. As always, I'm just telling you the truth, which is the fact. I'm just telling you the truth here. You don't want to hear it. If you don't want to listen to that, that's fine. And good God, I'd recommend not equating privacy strikes to on air to privacy strikes to copyright strikes on air, because it'd make her look fucking regarded. So, unbelievable. So I thought that was interesting to share that too amongst all this, because indirectly she did it to herself. She was warned, I think someone said the other day, she was warned by Jessica Messica not to poke the bear when it came to Mal.
And she was warned very, very nicely too. Like very, very nicely.
She called her a bitch.
Yes. That was completely unreasonable. Like, Jessica Messica is just trying to give you a good, bit of advice. Even though she, doesn't really care for you and doesn't really owe you anything, she's just trying to help you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help her here. Like, I'm not attacking her. I'm actually probably being more nice than Silent would have, or other people would have here, because I'm trying not to destroy the relationship before she's apologised, at least. I'm not trying to destroy anything here. I'm trying to be reasonable and factual, but it doesn't work with her. Like, you've got to be... And they know it. The current mods will know it. They'll see it in themselves. If there's any sort of self-reflection, they can see it, that there's a way that you have to talk to her. Michael learnt it. He's learnt that years ago. He's obviously learnt to adapt to the way that you need to talk to Carrie and deal with Carrie, and you coddle her. But this is why she's not good at this stuff. And while she'll continue to have falling out, she'll continue to have issues online, she's just not got the capability of navigating these YouTube streets and be able to maintain a good community. Asking people to do what she's asking them to do, to enter the Discord, and no dissension rules and stuff like that, is just hideous and unnecessary too. What are they saying in there that you need to have Area 51 type security? I just don't get it. And it's the self-reflection part. Like, if she thinks to herself one day and goes, why do I need this level of security? Doesn't that say more about my community than it does about anything else? Like, she just uses the excuse that she wants to keep people like Bruce out. But that's what your mods are there for, Carrie. Like, you let them in, what are they going to grab? Like, if you've got nothing to hide, so what? They screenshot a few things, so what? And then if it's someone like Bruce comes in, they're going to reveal themselves pretty quickly, and then your mod takes care of them. I don't see the big deal. Other communities don't have this issue, Carrie. You do. Why are you the only one that has this issue? Like, again, the victim. I'm a victim. Like, ridiculous. You're not a victim. You're doing this to yourself. Any final words saying it?
No, other than thank you everyone for coming and listening to this for like the 4th time.
Yeah, it's been a while. There's been a gap. It's like watching Star Wars again when you haven't seen it for a few years. You come back. Yes, I just did equate myself to Star Wars, even though I'm the height of an Ewok. I think I can equate myself to Star Wars. An overhead rounder than a tennis ball.
To Pepper Sweden, are you all still hurt by Carrie? She doesn't even bother you.
She was talking about us today. What are you talking about?
yeah, exactly. It is true about us.
She was doing a re-narrative of the whole RP stuff with silence. So again, I don't understand this. Everything I do is a reaction to her. Everything.
Yes.
She's speaking about us recently when she attacked my review of the interview. I did a response to her reaction because she was lying. That was look at the time. Like sometimes people like you don't even know how dates work. Look at the dates of my content. Like I'd understand it if she hadn't said anything about me at all for like 6 months, and I suddenly come out and say a vagina's like a wizard sleeve, like which it is. But I would like be like, you know, okay, that's you got me. Like I just unnecessarily unforced hit against Carrie, but it's always a response to her. She continues to provide responses to my responses, well, I'll keep going. Especially if there's lies. If she was able to prove any of her things, I wouldn't need to respond. I'd be like, yeah, good job. Between us, who would be willing to say, yeah, good job, you've proved your case? I'm way more willing to do it than she is. She's not going to give me that victory. Like, if there's anything I've said today that she can disprove, she's got receipts of, I would be happy for her to show it. I would even put a retraction up in my community post, maybe even do a video. I'm willing to do that because I have integrity. She doesn't. She's built her entire community over loyalty. Like Pepper Sweeten coming in here. Oh, what's she done to you? Like, unless you're ignorant, she's went after me first. What are you talking about? Ask her why she kicked me from the server. Go on. Why does no one ask her that? I don't know. And he he's angry because he was kicked. No. Forget about the emotion of it. Just ask her logically. Like, you were in good with him, you're doing all right. Like, what happened between you two? Why did you feel that you needed to kick him? What happened? Just ask her. She'll tell you. She'll tell you that she thought I was in league with 21 and Rabbit Old Bat and all these people. It's like, then ask her a follow-up question. Don't just leave it at that. Go, well, okay, what was he doing in there? Like, simply being in a live chat is enough now? It's just ludicrous. I'm not asking for that level of standard from my audience. I don't care where you go. I don't care if you slag me off. I don't think anybody's been kicked today.
No. Well, I'll talk to you later. But Pepper Sweeten, you haven't been you haven't been like muted or anything either. Like you can respond. Like you can disagree with us here. We don't fucking care.
She didn't even bother you. So you're gonna respond and go, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know she did that stream earlier that you were in the chat for." That you heard her talking about me. Like, you're right though. If she stopped talking about me, I wouldn't have any content, and I would just shut up.
Yeah. And we would probably go about our lives and just still.
I've been telling her that for years. I've been telling her that for years. But she finds like a new channel will pop up, and it'll berate Carrie for 3 minutes, and then she'll either try and strike them because they've used her content, or she'll berate them and say, oh, they're pieces of shit, and they've got like 2 views. 2 views. But where the problem? I just don't understand it. Where the problem though?
Even though, like you know, but I don't know. She won't believe you, obviously. When she had first done the apology, I was like, okay, like that's it. I'm done. Like, I don't have a need to bring up what happened ever again. Like,
yeah, you hadn't been going around slagging her off.
No, I at that point I had just been like, okay, I don't like her still, but I'm not gonna tell my story to people, and I'm not gonna let them use it against her. Like I wouldn't do that. And then she walked it back, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll still let them use my story, use my evidence, whatever, but I will refrain from, public attacks. And then, find out about the pedophile room and everything else. And I'm like, okay, well, now I'm mad.
I wish I could show you this in larger screen. I hate how Chrome does that. I can't show the screenshot. But I encourage you to go to my community panel there from 5 months ago, and you'll see the falling out. Like, I haven't deleted any screenshots or anything. It's all there. It's all the same screenshots Carrie's got. Get her to share them. Get her to share them on air. I'm happy for her to share them on air. Get her to share it on air and say, look, how did the falling out occur? Like, why did you kick him? What happened between you two? Like, even Hussey, dishonest little prick, not even asking that question. He's just saying, oh, just because she kicked you, just because she kicked you. Like, ask her. Go, what happened? Why did you feel the need to kick him? Like, no one's asking you that question. It's just fucking... No. It is mind-boggling to me. Like, they have to make it about, oh, he's butthurt about the getting the kick. No. No. Where does it say that I'm being butthurt? I just ask her, what happened? Show the DMs, what went down. Because you can see, she realises she's wrong. She puts me back in the server. She asked me to take down the original post. And I say, well, I wouldn't mind you to publicly, because since you slagged me off, called me a piece of shit and evil person, it would be nice if you just retracted that on your next live stream and said, hey, look, guys, what I was saying about Lolzcow, we patched things up. I got it wrong. I misread the situation, and he's back in the server. But no, she left that out there, so I'm getting attacked. She leaves the attack out there, and I'm like, but then she wants me to take down my post that wasn't even slagging her off. And I'm like, well, that's a bit unreasonable. Like, I think you should probably address that first before, and then I won't have any need for that post, will I? And she's like, oh, I knew this was going to happen. Oh, and she went mental and then kicked me again. But they'll make it about, I'm butthurt about being kicked from a server.
Yeah, because they have to, belittle you or devalue the argument so that it seems like there isn't anything actually substantive there.
Yeah.
Just defeating you before you even get a chance to speak in defense of yourself.
Like, I would ask that question if it happened to someone else, to be like, well, you said, like, even she admitted that we were getting along, we were sort of friends again, and then I'd say a situation was reversed, right, and I kicked Carrie, and then Carrie used a platform to go, oh, I was kicked from this server, I don't know why, what happened? Like, then I go, oh, she's butthurt. She's butthurt. No, you same people would be saying, Lols, why did you kick her? What did she do wrong?
Don't you remember when I kicked TJ from yours? And they lost their collective shit about it?
Miss Mugduck. About the screenshots from Shah server. So, because this is purely because it was some idiot and Maddie fighting, because I hate them too, they're both scums of the earth. As they were both fighting with each other, I thought it was hilarious, and it needed a bigger audience to witness the fight, because there's not that many people in Shahs, and no one was covering it. So I'm like, it'd be funny if I share those screenshots with Carrie, and Carrie then use that to attack Maddie and some idiot. You see how that works? I haven't given her anything else. that was a one-time deal to expose some idiot and Madd's fight, because I thought it was hilarious, and I hate those two.
Yeah.
That's what happened. I wanted Carrie to play it, so I did it, and I knew that, like, I love Todd Malico. Todd was like, oh, look at the timestamp. I think that has to be that Lulz guy. He looks like an Aussie timestamp. It's like, I wasn't hiding it, idiot. You could see it in the screenshot. It was me.
Yeah.
Because I think I got tagged, and it highlighted the tag. And I'm like, I don't care if they think they know it was me. I want them to know it was me. I want them to know. And Shah's got you can take screenshot rule, so she didn't care. It wasn't because I was trying to fuck with you guys. Like, you notice I didn't send anything else. Like, I wasn't sending what you were saying, Mud Duck, or anyone else. It was just the fight, because I thought it was hilarious. Anyway, better wrap it up. It's getting late.
Yeah.
I love everybody. No. That's what Carrie does. I love the fact that you all come in, watched, and you're giving this some views, which is great, because I feel we've got to defend ourselves against Carrie's consistent lies and obfuscations and manipulations. So we'll do something again soon, depending on whether Carrie responds to this or not. We may have to do a response.
I hope not, pretty girl. I really hope not.
What'd you say? Carrie's going to do fine. I don't think she will. Because I said this on Hackatay's channel. She's scared of me because I provide receipts. The only way she can cover us is to do it dishonestly by pausing us mid sentence out of context and going, that didn't happen, and not show any evidence of her own. So I my money is she won't cover this. That's where my money is, because she's scared of covering the facts because I bring receipts. She doesn't know what she's got when she's coming after me. I'm not like all these other people that laugh like hyenas and shit like that and just put weird clips out. I show the facts and the proof, and I'm accountable to them. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Alrighty, people. Thanks for coming. Everybody's awesome. And Pepper and that, look, I don't have any issues with you. It's fine. I understand that you gotta be loyal to your favorite streamer. It's fine. Goodbye, everybody. Say goodbye, Silent.
Goodbye, Silent.